WMAL News at 6. I'm Maria Leaf. We are one step closer to the release of the Epstein files.
The House passing the resolution overwhelmingly, sending it to the Senate. A group of House Republicans joined all House Democrats to sign a discharge petition, forcing a vote on the bill that would compel the release of the Epstein files. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene was one of those Republicans.
We had to fight through intimidation, and we had to endure it for months.
House Speaker Mike Johnson is encouraging the Senate to make changes to the bill, saying the bill currently doesn't do enough to prevent victims' names and information from being released. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
The Senate is expected to vote on that bill soon, possibly as early as tonight. A National Transportation Safety Board hearing today into what caused a container ship to crash into Baltimore's Key Bridge last March.
The fact is, none of us should be here today. This tragedy should have never occurred. Lives should have never been lost.
NTSB Chairwoman Jennifer Homendy, head of multiple staff presentations into the incident, which killed 6.
I was the board member on scene for this accident, and I met with the families, and I boarded the dolly several times and saw the devastation up close.
Following the presentations, the board will ask questions, then deliberate on the way to finding a cause or causes with the goal of making sure this doesn't happen again. Scott Lynn on WMAL and WMAL.com.
President Trump and Mohammed bin Salman meeting at the White House today, with the Crown Prince surprised Trump with a major investment in the U.S.
You're saying to me now that the $600 billion will be $1 trillion.
Definitely, because what we are signing it will facilitate that. And
I like that very much. No, that's great. I appreciate that. That's great.
Bin Salman's arrival, quite the scene.
Military bands played, fighter jets flew overhead, and a horse procession led Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's car into the White House driveway. The pomp and circumstance signals the seriousness of this visit that includes a day of meetings here between MBS, the president, and members of the cabinet, and also a black tie dinner tonight. Coming out of the visit, the Saudis hope to secure F-35 jet purchases and deeper defense and economic partnerships. President Trump is pushing the Saudis to formalize ties with Israel and join the Abraham Accords. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
New details emerging about the suspect charged with attempting to assassinate President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania last year.
Thomas Crook's internet history was full of red flags. That's according to the New York Post. Now, questions are emerging about how the feds handled his comments when he said he wanted to kill politicians online. A source saying that Crooks wrote this online long before he shot President Trump from that rooftop. According to the Post source, Crooks' online comments show that he flipped from pro-Trump to anti-Trump at some point. He wrote Trump is the literal definition of patriotism in 2019, but then just months later, he slammed Trump's supporters, saying they are, quote, too brainwashed to realize how dumb they are. Overall, his online post showed he had an obsession with assassinations. He Googled it often, according to the feds.
Fox's Alexis McAdams. On Wall Street, the Dow finished the day down 499 points. The S&P 500 down 55. The NASDAQ down 275. WMAL traffic and weather net.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month. It's a game changer for a lot of people. But what's more, MediShare members like it. We know this from member surveys. They like it a lot. It's a proven thing now. MediShare has been around for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing, too. If you join before November 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they will waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. Again, the deadline is November 30th, so call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 855-BIBLE-11. That's 855-BIBLE-11. 855-BIBLE-11. See?
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Slow going traffic on the BW Parkway southbound from 198 to 410, where there is still crash activity. Northbound side heavy from 450 to the Beltway and from Greenbelt Road heading towards 197. In Chevy Chase, watch out for accident activity on Connecticut Avenue at East West Highway. And in Upper Marlboro, there is a crash northbound on 202 at Lake Arbor Way. Also in Sterling, watch out for an accident right now on 28 at Route 7. And that is traffic jam from Gloucester Parkway. Also very heavy traffic on 28 in the Chantilly area, northbound and southbound between McLaren Road and Virginia 606. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Rain tonight. Lows in the 40s, and another chance for rain tomorrow, highs in the 50s. It's 47 at Reagan National. I'm Maria Leaf on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. Well, all the so-called Epstein files, whatever that means, will be released, as I understand it. I'm sure names will be redacted, those of victims and so forth, but whatever. Went through the House like crap through a goose and went even faster through the Senate. So these are the weird priorities that we live with today. And despite all the leaks and all the investigations, Donald Trump has not been implicated in anything. Zero. It's like all the talk about his tax returns for years and years, and those are leaked. There's nothing in them. Then a committee in the House on the way out the door under the Democrats, they get a copy of several years' worth. They release them. Nothing in there either. And Marjorie Trader Greene, been calling her that a long time. It upsets her a lot, and that's why I do it. And Thomas Messi, they were with some of the victims today. I don't know, did they have something to do with the prosecution of Epstein and the in bringing justice? I don't think so, but they're big on the release of the Epstein files. Fine by me. I'm just worried about the future of the country. Miranda Devine has an exclusive. I want to get into that about Thomas Crooks. And there's a whole lot going on. We have a couple of great guests, Governor Mike Dunleavy. They have discovered unbelievable rare earth minerals in Alaska. They can make a huge change for this country in terms of our reliance on communist China. And Dr. Mark Siegel has a new book out. We'll talk to him in hour 3, and we'll be ready to roll. So a lot to do. And yet I'm going to touch on something. Oh, Saudi Arabia. I feel for you 9/11 families. I really do. You've never gotten the answers you deserve. You never have. Which cut is it, Mr. Producer? Let's see, it's cut 1. It's not cut 1. It's cut 2. Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince, in the Oval Office today. Reporter asked about 9/11. And, 15 out of the 19 hijackers were Saudi citizens. And we know Qatar's role, one of our best friends in the Middle East now, with KSM. And now we have the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, another of our new best friends. And we're going to sell them our most technologically advanced jet fighters, F-35s. So it's only a matter of time till this incredible technology that you and I spent hundreds of billions of dollars on will be obviously shared and leaked with other countries, because you can't keep a cap on that stuff forever. not with a country that really is a new friend, should I say. Oh, yeah, new friend. And he says, yeah, we'll do the Abraham Accords as long as Israel sets up a Palestinian state, which, and then I'll continue, which can blow it off the face of the map. That's fine. So now Saudi Arabia is dictating to Israel. But that's okay. This guy's being treated like I've never seen a world leader treated in my life. Have you ever seen any world leader treated like this, Mr. Producer? Some ceremony, we had horses. They were beautiful. F-35s flying in beautifully organized into a V, and so forth and so on. Money talks. Who was it that said it? Congressman Smith from South Philly years ago in a great Democrat Party scandal in Washington. He said, money talks and bull, you know what, walks. And God knows the Arabs have a lot of money. Just by fate. Just a lot that's under the ground. And you know who discovered most of it? The British. All right, here is Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince, about Osama bin Laden using Saudis. Of course, Osama bin Laden was from a very wealthy, prominent Saudi. What is it? Osama bin Laden. What did I say? Obama bin Sorry, slip of the tongue. My mouth broke. Osama bin Laden. I can hear my wife yelling at her. It's Osama bin Laden, like Mr. Producer just did. All right, we know who it was. Cut two, go.
I feel painful about, the families of 9/11 in America, but, we have to focus on reality. Reality based on CIA documents and based on a lot of documents that Osama bin Laden used Saudi people in that event for one main purpose, is to destroy this relation, to destroy the American-Saudi relation. That's the purpose of 9/11. So whoever buying that means they are helping Osama bin Laden's purpose of destroying this relation. He knows that strong relation between America and Saudi Arabia, it's bad for extremism, it's bad for terrorism. And we have to approve him wrong and to build our relation, to continue developing our relation. It's critical in the safety of the world. It's critical against extremism and terrorism. About the terrorists, it's really painful to hear, anyone that been losing his life for, no real purpose or not in a legal way. And it's been painful for us in Saudi Arabia. We've did all the right steps of investigation, etc. in Saudi Arabia, and we've improved our system to be sure that nothing happened like that. And it's painful and it's a huge mistake, and we are doing our best that this doesn't happen again.
I think in that case, he's talking about Khashoggi, the latter part there, where he was grabbed and murdered, cut into pieces, thrown in a vat of acid and so forth, and so horrific. And he says, I didn't know anything about it. He didn't know anything about it. The CIA said he had to know something about it. The president today said that he didn't know anything about it. So there you have it, whether he did or not. But all that said, the 9/11 families are not happy with Saudi Arabia. This answer is bullcrap in my view. These terrorists didn't attack us to damage the relationship between the United States and Saudi Arabia. They attacked us because they were homegrown radical Islamists out of Saudi Arabia that attacks the West. That's what they did in a horrendous way. And if you had told me, it's just Mark's opinion, not criticizing, I'm just giving my opinion. If you had told me right after 9/11 that we'd be selling our most highly advanced jet fighters to the Saudis, I would say, you're smoking something. Now, there are geopolitical reasons for working with the Saudis, no question about it. They hate Qatar, hate them, because Qatar has used terrorism to try to overthrow that monarchy in the past. But I think Qatar is our best friend too, no, Mr. Producer? Oh, yeah. And They didn't get F-35s, but they got a memorandum of understanding or an executive order or something. I think an executive order that we will defend them to the last American soldier if we have to. So we're defending Qatar. We're selling our top jets to Saudi Arabia. And I'm wondering why. Who is Qatar's military threat? Israel, you might say, but Israel's not. If Israel had wanted to take out Qatar, they would have taken them out a long time ago. Who is Saudi Arabia's great threat? It's actually Qatar. Now that the Israelis took out Iran, they're not given enough credit for it. The bombing of the nuclear sites was crucial, absolutely crucial. And the president said he was going to take them out come hell or high water. God bless him. So important. But the Israelis defeated Iran. Just the way it is. Yes, with our equipment, but a lot of countries get our equipment and they can't fight their way out of a paper bag. That's the truth. We sent a lot of equipment over to Afghanistan. Now the enemy has it. And unfortunately, the Afghanis were not very effective in fighting the Taliban, which represents about 14% of the country. The Israelis whipped every surrounding country and terrorist organization in a period of 2.5 years, including Iran. So it's not just the equipment, it's certainly important. It's also the nature of the warriors, their leaders, and this is one of the reasons the anti-Semites in America hate Netanyahu so much. Because he's such a tremendous leader. It's also why they hate Trump so much on the left. He's a tremendous leader. I don't necessarily agree with all this activity so quickly in terms of our F-35s, and we will fight to the end for Qatar and so forth and so on. This stuff will have to shake out over time, I suppose. Now, the Crown Prince says, look, we want to be part of the Abraham Accords, but only if the Israelis create a pathway to a two-state solution. There is no two-state solution. I want you to look at the map. I want you to look at the size of Saudi Arabia. It's massive. Massive. It's massive, like Brazil. It's massive. There it is. They won't take one Palestinian from Gaza or anywhere else. Not one. They have plenty of land to give to the Palestinians. The Palestinians have as much claim to the land, the Holy Land, as they do to Saudi Arabia's land, meaning none. Zero historical claim. Zero. Their real claim is with Jordan, but he wants nothing to do with them. The country's already over 70% Palestinian. They tried to overthrow his father, so he wants nothing to do with that. Egypt wants nothing to do with it. But listen to this. Cut 3, go.
We want to be part of the Abraham Accord, but we want also to be sure that we secure a clear path of two-state solution. And today we have a healthy discussion with Mr. President that we're going to work on that to be sure that we can prepare the right situation as soon as
So he's
possible.
going to work on the president on that? Is that what he's saying, Mr. Producer? Sounds like he says, we're going to work with the president on that, and he upped his investment in the United States from $600 billion to $1 trillion. And what did the president say? Cut 3, go.
I think I don't want to use the word commitment, but we've had a very good talk on the Abraham Accords. We talked about one state, two state. We talked about a lot of things in a short period of time. We'll be discussing it further too. But I think you have a very good feeling for the Abraham Accords.
Yes, definitely, Mr. President. We want peace for the Israelis. We want peace for the Palestinians. We want them to coexist peacefully.
You're not going to have peace for the Palestinians because the Palestinians are killing each other. Don't you get it? He gets it. I thought the president's answer there was pretty good, actually. I did. And I don't want to spend all night on this because we have a lot to do. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Friends, you're making your list and checking it twice, but have you thought about the one thing that gets you to the family gatherings and holiday parties? Your car. You know, the older a vehicle gets, the more prone it is to expensive repairs. A surprise bill for thousands is the last thing you need. It's time for a little peace of mind. That's why I always tell you about CarShield. They offer affordable month-to-month vehicle protection plans that guard your budget against the high cost of auto repairs. It's a sensible gift to yourself. Plans include 24/7 roadside assistance anywhere in the country, towing, rental car benefits. Don't wait for a breakdown to ruin the most wonderful time of the year. Protect yourself now like Mr. Producer did. Get a free quote and 20% off at carshield.com/Levin, carshield.com/LEVIN. That's carshield.com/LEVIN, or call 800-995-4766. That's 800-995-4766. That's carshield.com/Levin.
In Virginia, a couple of accidents on 28. One is in Chantilly, southbound at the Dulles Toll Road with traffic jam from Waxpool Road, northbound at Route 7 in Sterling. Another crash has traffic very slow from the Gloucester Parkway. And also you will find accident activity right now in Falls Church on 29 east of Graham Road and in Prince William County on Sudley Manor Drive at Linton Hall Road. Earlier accident on the BW Parkway in Riverdale southbound has been cleared, but it is slow from 198 towards 410 and northbound is heavy through Riverdale in towards Greenbelt. Now from GarageRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Scattered showers tonight, lows in the 40s, more rain tomorrow, highs in the low 50s.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. But what's more, MediShare members like it. We know this from member surveys. They like it a lot. It's a proven thing now. MediShare's been around for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing, too. If you join before November 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they will waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. Again, the deadline is November 30th, so call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 855-BIBLE-11. That's 855-BIBLE-11. 855-BIBLE-11.
You need parts? O'Reilly has parts. Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select pads for just $10. Or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Most people would rather attend a corporate team building workshop than search for auto and home insurance.
Go team, feel that synergy.
That's why the Zebra searches for you, comparing over 100 insurance companies to find savings no one else can. Compare today at thezebra.com.
Who's ready for the trust fall?
Celebrate the holidays with Stella Rosa wines. These semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wines are the perfect pairing for all your festive favorites. Enjoy Stella Rosa Black with baked ham, or pop open a bottle of Stella Rosa Prosecco to go with a slice of apple pie. Whether you're hosting friends or toasting family, Stella Rosa makes every holiday moment special. Must be 21 plus to celebrate.
Cards for secure payments and seamless transactions. But consumers stand to lose it all with the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandate bill. Big government mandates favor corporate megastores and allow them to choose how your credit card is processed. They might end up using untested payment networks that could jeopardize your data security and rewards. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Visit guardyourcard.com to learn more. That's guardyourcard.com, paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ETHOS.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
WMAL, more than just politics, because laughter is the best medicine. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Brandon Devine's on top of things today, that's for sure, about Thomas Crooks in the great New York Post. We're all owed a better explanation from the FBI and Secret Service about the attempted assassination of Donald Trump 16 months ago at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. The president himself remains unsatisfied with the answers he's been given about the circumstances leading to 20-year-old Thomas Crooks climbing on a rooftop with an AR-15 style rifle and firing 8 times at Trump, narrowly missing his head but hitting his ear. So you say, okay, what's going on? There's something very wrong with the official story, she says, that invites conspiracy theories. Well, we've heard that. The president demanded an answer months ago. A man was murdered. What's going on? Then FBI Director Chris Wray, I've told you here for years when he was FBI Director, this is a bad dude. He's got a bad attitude. Told Congress after the July 13, 2024 attack, the Bureau had found nothing in Crooks' online history that pointed to a motive of political ideology. A week later, Ray's deputy, Paul Abbott, told Congress that comments posted on one of Crooks' social media accounts, quote, appear to reflect anti-Semitic and anti-immigration themes to espouse political violence and are described as extreme in nature. Now, thanks to an enterprising source who uncovered Crooks' hidden digital footprint, we can see that Abbott misled Congress by omission, because he left out an entire section of Crooks' online interactions from January to August 2020, when he did an ideological backflip and went from rabidly pro-Trump to rabidly anti-Trump and then went dark, never seeming to post again. Among the 17 accounts uncovered by our source were ones of YouTube, Snapchat, Venmo, Zelly, GroupMe, Discord, Google Play, Quizlet, Chess.com, and Quora. The online interactions from when Crooks was age 15 to 17 give us a better understanding of his evolution into an assassin and invite more questions about what or who reversed his ideology, which is crucial to know. The danger Crooks posed was visible for years in public online spaces, says the source. His radicalization, violent rhetoric, and obsession with political violence were all documented under his real name. The threat was not hidden. Now, we'll get back to this, but, you know, if this is the way it goes, I mean, the FBI should read the comments on my sites, don't you think, Mr. Producer? I mean, there'd be a lot of people to round up, trust me on this. But that said, this is a very, very crucial story, and I don't want to... we have to take a break. I don't want to take a break, but it's a hard break, and I want to complete it. We'll be right back. You know, in all the time I've been supporting Pure Talk, my wireless company, I can honestly say I've never seen an offer like this from them. Unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data with a 30 gig hotspot, just $29.95 a month for life. Friends, this is Pure Talk's top tier plan, normally $65 a month. Now through December 7th, just $29.95 a month. You're saving over 50% a month every month for life. Dial pound 250, say Mark Levin for Pure Talk's best unlimited plan, just $29.95 a month for life. Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team can have you switched in minutes. Keep your phone, keep your number, but start saving with unlimited for life for just $29.95 a month. Again, dial pound 250, say Mark Levin, switch to my wireless company, Pure Talk. Taxes and fees not included. Some restrictions apply. See puretalk.com for details. Offer ends December 7th, 2025.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 6:30. I'm Maria Leaf. Senate lawmakers gathering in D.C. today to vote on a bill that would compel the Department of Justice to release the files on Jeffrey Epstein after the legislation passed through the House. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer announced consensus from the upper chamber.
The Senate has now passed the Epstein bill as soon as it comes over from the House.
In the House, the legislation received one lone nay vote from Louisiana Republican Clay Higgins, who took to social media afterwards saying in part, quote, as written, this bill reveals and injures thousands of innocent people, witnesses, people who provided alibis, family members, etc. On Wall Street tonight, the Dow finished the day down 499 points. The S&P 500 down 55. The NASDAQ down 275.
Most people would rather remove a nest of irate hornets than search for auto and home insurance. That's why the Zebra searches for you, comparing over 100 insurance companies to find savings no one else can. Compare today at thezebra.com. I think I'll wait inside.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meter beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
In Falls Church, there is crash activity on 29 east of Graham Road. In Sterling, there is still an accident on northbound 28 at Route 7, and also delays on southbound 28 at the Dulles Toll Road. Scene of another accident. Traffic is slow from Waxpool Road. Also in Upper Marlboro, there is a crash on Landover Road northbound at Lake Arbor Way. And in Bladensburg, there is an accident northbound on Bladensburg Road at 450. Earlier incident on the BW Parkway southbound in Riverdale clear, but it is jammed up southbound from 198 to the Beltway. Northbound is heavy through Greenbelt between Greenbelt Road and 197. Now from GarageBoyRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watson forecast.
Tracking areas of rain here for this evening. Temperatures on the chilly side between 39 and 46 degrees. Wet weather continues overnight. Temperatures by morning 41 to 46 degrees, and there may be a stray shower after sunrise. Overall, though, just cloud cover to contend with on Wednesday with high around 50 degrees. 7 News Chief Meteorologist Veronica Johnson in the First Alert Weather Center.
47 at Reagan National. I'm Maria Leaf on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
We're only a few weeks in, and the NBA season is already wild. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is where you can get in on all of it. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code HEART. That's promo code HEART. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins with promo code HEART in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
877-381-3811. By the way, Iran is slaughtering all the dissidents there. And yes, I did think that we should have finished the job, or at least let the Israelis finish the job. They were doing it anyway. Oh, he's for regime change. Oh, my God. I'm for defeating an enemy. These morons talk about these isolationist neo-fascists. Forever wars. We can have forever wars. Okay, well, let's put this one to bed. No, can't do that. No. These isolationist neo-fascists are on a suicide agenda, and they will drag all the rest of us with them if we don't push back and defeat them. That's for sure. High number of executions in Iran, no due process whatsoever. Look, I'm not interested in turning them into a Jeffersonian democracy. That's not the point. The point is they're going to be back. They're going to be back with nuclear weapons. Trump won't be there forever. Netanyahu won't be there forever, but hopefully we will, right? That's the point. Let's get back to this Miranda Devine piece, which is really, how come she never gets a Pulitzer Prize? Do you wonder who gets them and who doesn't? It's really crazy. There's a breaking story she's got here. The official narrative claimed that he, meaning Crooks, acted alone and without a clear motive, ideology, or digital footprint. Yet the source found reams of information that shows Crooks was not simply some unknowable lone actor, and I'm quoting. He left a digital trail of violent threats, extremist ideology, and admiration for mass violence. Sounds like an Islamist. He spoke openly of political assassination, the radical Islamists, posted under his real name, and was even flagged by other users who mentioned law enforcement in their replies. Despite this, his account remained active for more than 5 years and was only removed the day after the shooting. None of this online activity was referenced in the final congressional report released in December 2024, making this even more troubling. It is troubling. It's crazy. We have all these investigative techniques, especially the FBI and the Secret Service, but especially the FBI. Wouldn't this be a basic part of the process, Mr. Producer, to look at this, to dig in? And yet we have a party that does this on their own? None of this online activity was referenced. Starting with Crooks' phone number, the source used tools available to private investigators and web archives to uncover the assassin's very visible online persona. Crooks' most prolific activity was on YouTube, with 737 public comments. The account Tom Crooks 2178, visible to other users as Tom Crooks, was created on January 14, 2019, and suspended on July 14, 2024, the day after the Butler attack, for violating YouTube's policy on violent criminal organizations. Well, that was a little late, but nonetheless. So publicly available processes that private investigators use. This is how they're getting the information. And our government did not. Crooks' trajectory from pro to anti-Trump is evident. He referred to Trump as the literal definition of patriotism in a comment at 1:17 a.m., July 20, 2019. He also issued several targeted threats against the Democratic congressional representatives, quote, in the squad, unquote. He said, I hope a quick, painful death to all the deplorable immigrants and anti-Trump congresswomen who don't deserve anything this country has given them. He wrote at 8:18 a.m., July 20, 2019. Murder the Democrats, he wrote in caps on December 12, 2019. But in early 2020, literally a month or so later, Crooks' online behavior flipped 180 degrees, and he became very critical of Trump, Fox News, and Republican complaints about mail-in voting. So he's praising Trump, kill the Democrats, December 12, 2019, and here January 23, 2020, 5 weeks later, the first time he criticized Trump, when he commented on a video of law professor Jonathan Turley talking about Trump's first impeachment. He said, keep in mind, the only reason we may know about any of this is because of Trump's stupidity, Crooks wrote. He started describing Trump supporters as a cult. He said, how can you people call others sheep? But you do too, brainwashed to realize how dumb you are, he wrote on February 26, 2020. I mean, literally, you guys sound like a cult at some times. The same day he described Trump as racist. Again, this is 2 months after he was praising him. By April 2020, Crooks was constantly criticizing Trump's pandemic response, saying he was too slow and everything he's doing should have been already done. Through the summer 2020, Crooks' online rhetoric became increasingly radical and violent. I'm telling you, this online stuff is crazy dangerous. Is it not, Mr. Perdue? You see what people are commenting. It's vile. It's threatening. It's dangerous. It's constant. Especially if you're targeted like I am on the internet. We're big boy here. We can handle it, but nonetheless. On August 5, 2020, Crooks wrote, IMO, the only way to fight the government is with terrorism-style attacks, sneak a bomb into an essential building and set it off before anyone sees you, track down any important people,
How would this guy
politicians,
know
military leaders,
what's going on in my chat if he wasn't
and try
looking?
to assassinate them. Any sort of head-to-head fight is suicide, he wrote, and even ambush surprise attacks likely aren't going to end well. Large portion of the war will also be propaganda information wars. Both sides want people to join them, and big deciding factors wars is often which side has more popular support for them. Among the 17 accounts he had uncovered by Miranda's source, only one on PayPal was operated under an alias, Rod Swanson. Rod Swanson is a former senior FBI agent who was the chief of investigations for the state of Nevada during the 2017 Las Vegas mass shooting. He also previously served on FBI Director Robert Mueller's protective detail as a firearms instructor in Pennsylvania. Contacted by phone over the weekend, Swanson said he was surprised his name was connected to crooks. I don't know anything about that kid or his family, he said. I don't even use PayPal. I don't even know how to set up a PayPal account. Sounds like me. He said he retired from the FBI in Vegas in 2016, went to work for the Nevada Attorney General from September 2015 to March 2020. He now works in the oil and gas business in Houston. By the way, I want to thank all the people who are finally now reporting on the massacre, the genocide against Christians in Nigeria and the Sudan and other parts of the world. We've only been talking about that behind this microphone for years, posting about it on the internet. And I actually did a show Sunday on Life, Liberty, and Levin with Congressman Chris Smith, who's really been a leader in this regard.
About my radio show,
this past Sunday on
still
Fox.
they listen.
And now I'm just glad that everybody else is finally talking about it. Christians are being slaughtered all over the world. Back to this. When told of Crook's online threats, he said there was no way the FBI would not be aware of the teenager. This is a former FBI guy. He says no matter how ridiculous the allegation, no matter if it's COVID or not, somebody's going to knock on somebody's door. They investigated that kid. There's a record of it. And there's an assessment that some leader made that this was not a threat, or it rose to a level and they did something else. He also said if the FBI had the information about his name on the PayPal account, I can't even imagine they would not have reached out to me right away, he said. Well, they didn't, did they? Given Crooks' pattern of tracking high-profile mass shootings and violent events, the source believes it is plausible that he adopted Swanson's name as a private joke. Like alleged Charlie Kirk assassin Tyler Robinson, Crooks appears to have been interested in ferries. What the hell is that all about, Rich? What are ferries? They wear costumes? Like cats? He described himself with the pronouns they, them on the platform DeviantArt, which is one of the biggest online hubs for fairy art and fairy community. A fairy is someone with an interest in anthropomorphized animal characters, often a sexual fetish. Oh, okay. Two accounts linked to Crook's primary email were found on DeviantArt under usernames Epic Microwave and the Epic Microwave. The account suggests he had an obsession with scantily clad cartoon characters sporting muscle-bound male bodies and female heads. Now, one of the people Crooks interacted with online was Willie Tepps, a member of Norwegian neo-Nazi group, the Nordic Resistance Movement, which has since been designated a terrorist organization by the State Department. Tepps encouraged violence and Crook's extremism using a Maoist phrase, quote, political power comes from the barrel of the end of a gun, which Crooks repeated several times. In one comment on October 5, 2025, more than a year after Butler, Tepps commented to another user that he'd been contacted by both Russian and American intelligence. Quote, people who ask you to contact them when they just as easily could contact you are feds. This is how they avoid entrapment. Both American and Russian intelligence do this. I've chatted to both, he claimed. Shortly after his interactions with Tepps, Crooks disappeared offline. Did his brush with the Norwegian and his own violent rhetoric win him a visit from the FBI or the Secret Service? And Miranda asks, if not, why not? If so, why has it not been disclosed?
Post the middle finger.
The FBI refused to comment when asked on Sunday whether Crooks was ever investigated, visited, or in some way brought to the attention of the agency before he tried to assassinate Trump, or whether there was a FBI file on Crooks before Butler. The FBI also refused to comment on why it's not been forthcoming on congressional oversight requests. Former Director Ray told Congress on July 24, 2024, 11 days after the shooting, the Bureau did not have any prior information about the shooter, that he was not in our holdings before the shooting. Said the FBI ran a search for crooks through its databases and he was not found. Susan Crabtree, an investigative reporter for Real Clear Politics, who has broken multiple stories about the failures of Butler, says her key Secret Service source from the 2020 time period told me that Crooks was not a person of record at the U.S. Secret Service in 2020 and wasn't known to the service until Butler. Something doesn't add up, says Miranda. Now, there's a little bit more, a couple more paragraphs. This is very, very, very important. So we'll take a little break now, and then we'll be right back. Go ahead.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news. Your phone has a lot of apps, but how many of them help you make sense of your world? The new WMAL app gives you the latest headlines, perspective from the voices you trust, and weather info to keep you in the know, all without having to remember yet another password.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Stream your favorite shows, get the day's top headlines, and access our podcast archives, all with the new WMAL app.
Thank you.
Get the WMAL app today on Google Play or the Apple App Store, and stay connected.
Slow traffic on 66 westbound from the Beltway to 123 and westbound at Monument Drive. There's a disabled reported in the right lane. Delays continue westbound from the Fairfax County Parkway to the car rest area, and eastbound is heavy through Falls Church, between the Leesburg Pike and Glebe Road. In Loudoun County, there was a road closure due to an accident. Pacific Boulevard is closed between Old Ox Road and Sterling Boulevard. And in Falls Church, there is still a crash on 29 at Woodley Place. And in Chantilly, an accident still southbound on 28 at the Dulles Toll Road, which is causing delays from Waxpool Road. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch forecast.
Scattered showers tonight, lows in the 40s, more rain tomorrow, highs in the low 50s.
We're only a few weeks in, and the NBA season is already wild. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is where you can get in on all of it. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code HEART. That's promo code HEART. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. With promo code HEART, in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Peace to the planet, Charlamagne the God here. Getting real about your mental health journey means connecting with real people. Call, text, or chat 988 if you're having tough thoughts, substance use issues, stress at home or at work. They can even talk to you through worries you're having about somebody you love. 988 counselors are ready to hear from you 24/7. No cost, no judgment, no stigma. It's also private. Asking for help is the strongest thing that you can do. Just connect with 988, a message from the New York State Office of Mental Health.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet or beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels, or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
To all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-995-4766 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-995-4766. That's 800-995-4766. What do you have to lose? Call 800-995-4766. Again, 800-995-4766.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for what you do.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
You give me hope.
Making sense of the news.
Tomorrow on the Chris Plank Show, why did Jeffrey Epstein hang a portrait in his mansion of Bill Clinton in a blue dress wearing red pumps? 9 a.m. on WMAL.
Right now in Ukraine, too many elderly are trapped in unbearable poverty. Galina is a 96-year-old Holocaust survivor who spent her entire life in the same village, except for the time she was in a concentration camp. She's sick and alone, and now it's bitter cold there. Today, like every day, she must decide whether to spend what little money she has on food, medication, or heating. The Bible tells us that when you bless the elderly living in poverty, like Jelena, a Holocaust survivor, you will receive blessings in return. Through the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, your generous donations, you can bring hope to those in need. It's a blessing. Your gift, which is tax deductible, only $25, will help provide a food box packed full of life-saving essentials that will help feed an elderly person in Ukraine struggling to survive. Don't delay, folks. Your tax-deductible gift today to the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, well, that'll help provide the life-saving food and hope that Galina and many like her so desperately need. So to rush your gift, very, very important. Call 844-866-IFCJ. That's 844-866-IFCJ. Please help them. 844-866-IFCJ, or go online to levinforthefellowship.org, LEVIN for thefellowship.org. As applies to Trump, the Epstein thing is just another attempt to destroy him. And you can see all the reprobates in Congress that are involved in this. They're not interested in getting to the bottom of anything. Nothing. Let's see here. What did I do with this? Oh my goodness. What did I do with the report here? Oh, bear with me, folks. I'm going to go back and dig it up because I want to finish it for you. All right. Let's see. There it is. So let's continue the last couple of paragraphs from Miranda Devine's outstanding piece in the New York Post. She's something else. She really is. Deserves a Pulitzer. It's a long piece. We talked about crooks interacting with Nazis and neo-Nazis from overseas. They're very dangerous people. Very, very dangerous people. Ray had been heavily criticized after the Parkland school shooting because the FBI failed to act after being repeatedly warned about the shooter, Nicholas Cruz, that he had guns, had threatened people, exhibited erratic behavior, and might carry out a school shooting. Was Ray trying to avoid being blamed for another atrocity on his watch? Is that why he downplayed, she asked, Trump's injury when he testified to Congress a week after Butler, and falsely suggested the now president had not been struck by a bullet, but by shrapnel from his podium? If the Secret Service had become aware of Crook's anti-Trump rhetoric in 2020 during Trump's presidency, protocol is that it would have determined if he was a threat and offloaded to the FBI to take over the investigation. We don't know what happened because the Secret Service after action report is classified. I don't hear Congress demanding that that be declassified. The only bodies that could look at it are the intelligence committees in Congress, which so far have shown little curiosity.
Go ahead.
Get ready, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
The criminal investigation of a presidential assassination or attempted assassination falls under the jurisdiction of the FBI. Therefore, any comments on the subject would come from the Bureau. Requests for information from the FBI by Senator Johnson have been rebuffed. Although I would say I saw Johnson in New York was very supportive of Kash Patel and Dan Bongino.
So you're saying you're
Johnson had to issue a subpoena in July on the first anniversary of the Butler attack and complained that he'd been snowwalled. I think he means stonewalled rather, by the FBI and Secret Service in his efforts to request security camera footage, forensic reports, other documents related to the Crooks case. Trump and those close to him were skeptical about the official story and questioned how the impoverished parents of Crooks had to ask for money from neighbors to pay for their son's funeral, could afford to hire a white shoe law firm, Quinn Logue, out of Pittsburgh. It's hard to believe the FBI under Secret Service missed Crooks. The question is, what did they do about him?
How disconnected from reality could you be?
Well, this certainly opens up a
This shows about you having a baby and having a husband. It's ridiculous. Those were AI generated photos.
to find out what the hell is going on here. And why do we have to go through these cover-ups? And then we have these kooks with these conspiracy theories.
Get off of YouTube, Yummy.
The one that it's Israel and the Mossad, right, Mister? Did you hear that one, Mr. Vidus?
That's horrible. Right?
It's always Israel and the Mossad.
Right there.
And so you got to hear that crap. But there's something going on here. There's clearly a cover-up in my view. And you know, folks, I don't talk about cover-ups very easily.
I'm sober. Yeah,
I don't think this is
that's horrible what you just did.
a conspiracy theory that Miranda is promoting here. I think it's a
because I just want to see how she would react.
really outstanding piece of investigative journalism. Your sources and so forth who come to her, others do as well,
2 hours.
telling her and them
This woman is not going to kick
that this thing was botched. There's a cover-up. And so I'll be waiting for Thomas Massey and Marjorie Trader Green, and I'll be waiting for all the Democrats in the House and the Senate, as well as the Republicans, to demand the release of the crooks from the FBI and the Secret Service. The release of the crooks files. Let's see how fast that cuts through the House and the Senate like crap to a goose, huh? I'll be right back.
We're only a few weeks in, and the NBA season is already wild. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is where you can get in on all of it. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code HEART. That's promo code HEART. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins with promo code HEART in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, season, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet or beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels, or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union. Mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9.
News at 7, I'm Maria Lee. Congress overwhelmingly approving legislation compelling the Justice Department to release all of its records about convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Legislation requiring release of the Justice Department's files on Jeffrey Epstein is now heading to the president's desk. The Senate adopting the measure by unanimous consent hours after a nearly unanimous House vote.
Let the truth come out. Let transparency reign.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says the bill is not about one party or the other. But President Trump, who initially opposed the legislation, is accusing Democrats of using the Epstein case to distract from his administration's successes. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman visiting President Trump today, where he pledged to invest $1 trillion into the American economy after signing a deal to buy F-35 fighter jets.
It set the tone for generous announcements from Saudi Arabia. Now, Saudi Arabia Crown Prince saying that his investment now in the U.S. is pledging to increase to $1 trillion over the next several years. Now, the first part of that will invest in infrastructure projects.
Investments in plants, in companies, money on Wall Street, and what it really means for everybody that really counts is jobs, a lot of jobs.
Now we know it's $1 trillion. The president also expected to make a controversial deal with Saudi Arabia over enhancement to the U.S.-Saudi cooperation over building nuclear reactors.
Fox Business's Edward Lawrence. In the face of threats to nonprofit funding helping various communities, overwhelming support for the Montgomery County resolution.
This funding is not just an allocation. It is an investment in our Montgomery County safety net and affirmation that we don't look away from struggle. We confront it together.
Humana CEO Craig Rice on the county council's move to approve nearly $8 million in public service support, including $3.5 million for food. Interfaith Works' Deborah Monk on a recent survey that
found that the cost of groceries has become a major source of stress for over half of Americans, outpacing rent, healthcare, and student debt.
Council President Kate Stewart.
The need is great, and we need to take action now.
The resolution was passed in unanimous fashion. Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Well, being a hit-and-run driver is bad enough, but imagine the trouble you would face if you hit a police officer.
That was the case at the McDonald's on Route 1 in Woodbridge Monday afternoon when a Prince William County police officer noticed a stolen tag on a car. As he approached, the driver backed up in the drive-thru, striking another car and
actually strikes the officer. The officer ends up on the vehicle. The vehicle takes off, and then our officer obviously rolls to the ground.
Chief Peter Newsham tells 7 News.
Thankfully, the officer's going to be okay. A couple of bruises and scratches, but the officer's going to be fine.
Police are looking for a black Infiniti. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
On Wall Street tonight, the Dow finished the day down 499 points. The S&P 500 down 55. The NASDAQ down 275. WMAL traffic and weather next.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month. It's a game changer for a lot of people. But what's more, MediShare members like it. We know this from member surveys. They like it a lot. It's a proven thing now. MediShare has been around for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing, too. If you join before November 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they will waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. Again, the deadline is November 30th, so call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 855-BIBLE-11. That's 855-BIBLE-11. 855-BIBLE-11.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Grammer. Wounded Warrior Project supports injured veterans by connecting them with fellow warriors, by serving them through mental health and wellness programs, and by empowering them to live on their own terms. No one should face a battle alone. Join us at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Double drum AL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Still slow go on the inner loop between the Leesburg Park and the Spring. Delays continuing towards Bethesda and College Park. Outer loop still heavy from the Toll Road to Gallows Road and from the Springfield Interchange to the Wilson Bridge. Few incidents still to be aware of. Westbound on 66 at Monument Drive, there is a disabled vehicle in the right lane, so watch for delays there. And delays continue in towards Centerville. In Round Hill, the eastbound Leesburg Pike is close between West Loudon Street and East Loudon Street due to an accident. And there is also an accident to watch out for in Montgomery County, northbound on the Rockville Pike at Twin Brook Parkway. Now from GarageStoryTire.com, the WMAL still watch some forecast.
Tracking areas of rain here for this evening. Temperatures on the chilly side of 49 to 46 degrees. Wet weather continues overnight. Temperatures by morning 41 to 46 degrees, and there may be a stray shower after sunrise. Overall, though, just cloud cover to contend with on Wednesday with high around 50 degrees. 7 News Chief Meteorologist Mark Johnson. It's 42 in Triangle, 43 in Gaithersburg, 44 in Reagan National. I'm Maria Lee, Fun News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now, broadcasting in the underground deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we once again make contact with a leader.
Hello, America. Mark here. Our number 877-381-3811. 877-381-3811. You know, there is one little footnote on this Epstein stuff for today. James Comer, you know, Congressman Comer, before the vote on the floor of the House today, he revealed something. Because these Democrats are so desperate to get into the sewer or get out of it. No one's saying it, actually. Epstein, you know, the Russia hoax, Trump's tax return, just on and on. These are disgusting people. Here's what Comer revealed on the floor of the House today. Cut 6, go.
The files also show that a House Democrat colluded with Epstein during the 2019 oversight hearing to discredit witness with a vendetta against President Trump. And unsurprisingly, Democrats have been silent about their colleagues' coordination with Epstein. Another email shows Democrat fundraisers invited Epstein to an event or to meet privately with Hakeem Jeffries as part of their 2013 effort to win a majority. So Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein. That's what we found in the last document batch. The files underscore why former President Trump must appear for his deposition. We've subpoenaed him. To date, the Democrats have done nothing to help us secure his appearance. I support full transparency. The Oversight Committee will continue to work.
Now, let me slow down, Comer. Did he say he subpoenaed Trump, Mr. Producer? You can't subpoena the President of the United States to testify. That's a separation of powers violation. And he doesn't even have to honor it. I mean, that's black and white. So if that's what he's talking about, I'm not sure what he's talking about. In any event, I just thought I would update you. That's a surprise. Maybe he misspoke. New Arctic discovery could deal massive blow to Chinese dominance of rare earth minerals. Say what? This caught my attention. This is a big deal. We're going to have the governor on in about 10, 15 minutes of Alaska. Graphite Creek deposit, dubbed largest in U.S., now contains defense quality materials, including, and I can even pronounce this stuff, neodymium. A project heralded by Alaska Governor Mike Dunleavy and accelerated by President Trump stands to deal a blow to China's dominance in the nanotechnology, energy, and automotive sectors as the Graphite 1 site near Nome uncovered vast reserves for which Beijing previously accounted for 90% of production. As of 2024, the U.S. was at least 93% import dependent on both rare earth elements and graphite itself. Can you believe that? According to the International Energy Agency, and the Graphite Creek deposit has already been dubbed the largest such tranche in the United States. This week's announcement that rees were discovered in addition to graphite lode portends a step up that the U.S. can take against the CCP through Trump's America energy dominance agenda, according to a source familiar with the situation. Batteries, renewable energy technology, fiber optics, lights, magnets, consumer electronics like phones and tablets rely on REEs, which often places the U.S. at a manufacturing disadvantage, accentuated by China's 2024 export limits on magnet-related REEs, according to the PR Newswire. Graphite One President Anthony Huston said the Nome discovery is proof of a truly generational deposit at the Graphite Creek site. Some of the materials from the site will be shipped to an advanced graphite battery anode material plant in Ohio. This is fantastic. Huston confirmed the presence of 2 Defense Production Act qualifying materials and said that given the robust economies of our planned complete graphite materials supply chain, the presence of rare earths at Graphite Creek suggests that recovery as a byproduct to our graphite production will maximize the value. I don't know what all that means, but it sounds good, Mr. Producer. REEs found include neodymium, praseodymium, dysprosium, terbium, along with ore rock containing garnet deposits. The site's chief geologist noted the garnets can absorb certain REEs in the mineral structure. In a State of the Union address earlier in the year, Dunleavy praised the Graphite One project as the largest such in North America and encouraged it to continue moving forward with the support of both Juneau and Washington, the 2 capitals. And we're going to talk to the governor about this in about 7-8 minutes because this is a big deal. Outside of Alaska, REEs have been discovered in Pennsylvania, with then Representative Lou Barletta, a Republican, trying to draw attention to them during his time in Congress in the 2010s. Anthracite coal deposits of Appalachian, Pennsylvania have been found to contain as many as 17 different REEs, rare earth minerals, which are elements, which could strike another blow to Chinese dominance. You know, we must have a ton of this rare earth stuff. We just haven't been able to, because of, environmental rules and other things, to really get into it. Barletta told Fox News in 2018 that funding had been secured for a pilot program to look into extracting REEs from coal wastewater and long abandoned mines that dot the landscape in Pennsylvania. While little has been done there when it comes to extracting such minerals compared to Alaska's efforts in the time since, researchers at Penn State said in September they had developed methods to recover cobalt, manganese, and nickel from acid mine drainage and fly ash. Wow, that would be fantastic. You can only imagine. We're talking about Alaska, Pennsylvania, rural parts of New York. God knows what's there. You think about Montana and Wyoming and these other states that are massive in size. The possibilities, it seems to me, are limitless, and we really do need to, and thank God for the Trump presidency, and we really do need to try and dig as hard as we can and then exploit as much of this material as possible for our actual use and national security purposes, right? Because China is weaponizing these key elements against us, and they will always be able to do that unless we become self-sufficient, as we must. A lot of this is being overseen by the Energy Secretary, Chris Wright, or at least in coordination with the states. And I hope it is. It sounds like it may be a top priority, if not the number one priority, as far as I'm concerned. This is a really, really big deal. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin. Now.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for healthcare. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. But what's more, MetaShare members like it. We know this from member surveys. They like it a lot. It's a proven thing now. MetaShare has been around for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing, too. If you join before November 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they will waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. Again, the deadline is November 30th, so call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 855-BIBLE-11. That's 855-BIBLE-11. 855-BIBLE-11.
The Mega Millions jackpot is getting mega huge. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over $200 million. Good luck, New York. Please play responsibly.
Okay, you're going to freak out at this deal. Chatbooks is giving you 12 monthly mini photo books for just $12, plus free shipping. It's the easiest way to finally do something with all those photos on your phone. Finally. No stress, no hassle, just memories made easy. Go to chatbooks.com/get12. That's chatbooks.com/get12 before this deal disappears.
Who the hell is this guy?
Go last minute deals to make chasing fresh mountain powder incredibly easy. With thousands of homes close to the slopes, you can easily get Epic Pow, Freshies, First Tracks, and more. No need for months of planning. In fact, you can't even plan Pow. Pow is on its own schedule. Thankfully, somewhere in the world, it's always snowing. All you have to do is use the last minute filter on the app to book a last minute deal on a slopeside private rental home. Look now at Vervo.com.
What are the potential threats from artificial intelligence that could totally upend the way Americans live their lives? What will it do to the job market, data privacy, cybersecurity, the banking system, national security? Learn how you could help protect your life savings with a free gold and silver kit from the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. You could get up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver if you qualify, but only while supplies last. Call 855-GOLD-IRA now. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. I stroke super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, my wife, and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/Mike.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
Making sense of your world.
I can't believe this.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
And I am so with you.
Making sense of the news. WMAL's Vince Colonnese. Weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
We're here with a wonderful governor of Alaska, our friend Mike Dunleavy. Governor, unfortunately, a lot of things that go in Alaska don't make their way to the continental United States where you were born. And yet, I came across this article today about these new discoveries of rare earth minerals. Can you fill us in on this?
Oh, yeah, we've got a lot going on up here, Mark. Thanks for the time. So the article that came out by Charlie Christ really highlighted what's happening up in Alaska, specifically in our Graphite 1 find, a large graphite deposit. Will last over 100 years and is the largest find in North America. And you got to keep in mind that graphite is something we rely on from China. So this graphite find is truly amazing for the country. And it's in the process of getting investors and beginning development. But they also found along with it, and this happens sometimes in large finds like this, are
well, before we go on, what is graphite for? Do you happen to know? I could Google it, but I don't really know.
Applications. all kinds of applications. Graphite is used in your pencils. We used to call that lead. That's graphite. They use graphite for all kinds of electrical devices as well as nuclear plants. So it's across the spectrum. It's very critical. It deals with heat in a certain way. And right now, we have to rely on other sports. So this thing is going to be, I think, a big deal for this country and probably our allies as well. But what goes along with that are these rare earth elements. And they call them rare earths because they're scattered about everywhere, not in huge concentrations mostly. But in analyzing their samples, what they found the graphite one is they got several of those rare earths that are used in magnets. And again, we rely on China for these rare earths and these magnets as well. And so this allows us to begin the process of really weaning ourselves back off of China for these critical resources and really doing it here in America for national security purposes.
Now, were there problems with the prior administration in getting access to this and the environmentalists and so forth?
Mark, how much time do we have? It was a nightmare,
Yeah.
to be perfectly honest with
That's
you.
called a softball
I mean,
thrown underhand, you know.
So I'll give you an example of how bad it was, and I'm not exaggerating this. So Senator Dan Sullivan put together what we refer to as the sanction list, and it was actions by the Biden administration solely against Alaska. And there were upwards of 70 plus what we call sanctions because there were more restrictions put on Alaska than we would put on Iran or Venezuela. And so everything from closing down ANWR, closing down our large national forest, denying our right to go through over federal land, which is in law, congressional act that took place in 1980 under Milka, to go to Ambler, which we call the Ambler and Bornite mining districts. The list goes on, taking offshore oil off the table for leasing, NPRA for leasing. Truly, it was, if there was another 4 years of Biden administration, Alaska would cease to exist as a viable state. And people may laugh at that, but we're so dependent upon producing and marketing our resources that is what would have happened. The Trump administration is a 180. The Trump administration came out, Mark, and I think you remember this, on day one, Alaska got an executive order solely for Alaska by the Trump administration, no other state did, to peel back all of these restrictions so that we could fully implement, fully develop, fully market all of these resources that we have for not just Alaska and the country, but for the world. So it's a whole new ballgame with the Trump administration by far.
Same with oil, right? Oil drilling and so forth?
Absolutely, 100%. We're seeing an oil renaissance on the slope. And Mark, in just a few short months, you're probably going to hear of an unbelievable announcement, and that is that our natural gas pipeline project, which would be the largest project in the Arctic, probably ever, and one of the largest in the Pacific, upwards of $44 to $60 billion pipeline project, the folks that are planning this will most likely announce that it's going to go to final investment decision, which means we'll start ordering pipes. This thing will be a game changer, just like the Trans-Alaska oil pipeline was in the 70s.
Isn't it amazing? We have fantastic natural resources. There are ways to get to them without doing much environmental damage at all. The consensus now is climate change was phony. People don't even talk about it anymore. And yet, with the switch of an administration, we're now gaining access to these things. And I fear if they switch back, they'll be blocking them again. Aren't you running for something? You're running for something else, aren't you?
Well, there's rumors that I'm running for a whole bunch of things, Mark. But I do want to.
Well, we're just hoping you take out Murkowski. That's all. But go ahead.
But I do want to mention two things about what you just said. One is, it's 4 years of going to be brilliant, in my opinion, under Trump. But we have to get Congress to codify these great changes into long-term law, both lawfare and our permitting process. So, Mark, I want to give you another example. I know we're getting towards the end here, but we have the largest national forest in the country, two of them. The Tongass National Forest, and the Chugach. Both are larger than many states. I'm going to give you a figure that's going to astound the listeners. Rhode Island has a larger timber industry than we do in those national forests. 420 Rhode Islands would fit into the state of Alaska, but because of policies, not because of we lost trees, but because of policies, we virtually have very little to no logging in Tongass and Chugach National Forest.
Terrible.
If and under Trump, we're opening those forests back up, we could supply timber not just for Alaska, but for a whole host of our allies across the Pacific and probably parts of the lower 48. That was simply policy that started under Clinton and was made worse under Biden. So remember this. Rhode Island has a larger timber industry than the state of Alaska does.
And they basically don't have any, do they?
We only produce about maybe $100 million worth of timber. They produce somewhere in the neighborhood of $700 million worth of timber. And so the point of this is what policy can do to you, not a lack of resource. We have no lack of resource in Alaska. Oil, gold, silver, gas, timber, fish, you name it. If we're just allowed to develop them, and that's what's happening under the Trump administration, and that's what was killed under Biden. Administrations and elections matter.
Yeah,
you're going to find
really
out in New York City here shortly too, Mark.
Yeah, no, you're right. Now remind everyone where you're originally from.
Small town, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Some say I'm the other guy, but it was a coal mining town, anthracite coal. We heated with coal when we were kids. It's a fantastic, Pennsylvania is a fantastic state. But again, Alaska is your resource treasure for this entire country. That's why it was purchased in 1867 for its resources.
Mm-hmm. Thank God it was, but it was considered a sword's folly, as I recall. No.
Well, that's what they tried to do. That's what they tried to say back then. But Mark, if you could purchase Alaska today for $7.2 million, and that's all we paid for it, probably the greatest real estate deal there is.
If you get it for $1 trillion, it'd be a great deal. Governor, thank you so much. We really appreciate having you on, and this is very exciting. We're going to keep an eye on it. God bless you, my friend.
Thanks, Mark, and keep up the good work. Thank you. Bye. Thank
you. That's Governor Mike Dunleavy. He's a good guy. You see, I was trying to talk him into running against Murkowski, but I think he will. I mean, time will tell, but I think he will. Representative Marjorie Trader Greene. Now everybody agrees with me on her. I tried to explain what she is. She's actually worse. She's become a hard left. She loves undermining the GOP, undermining the president. And I want to remind you, the people that platformed her constantly so she could keep attacking me, well, like that's some big deal. I swat her down like a mosquito. Eric Bolling, who pretended to be a friend. Of course, Catarleson, he's never met a miscreant he doesn't like, or worse. And there were others. I think Bloated Bannon was another one. Maybe No Pants Gates. You know, those, it had to be No Pants Gates, no question about it. That whole little cabal of nobodies and nothings. And now they don't even talk about her. Why don't they put her back on their programs, Mr. Producer? Oh, Megyn Kelly, too. I mean, they're just asking questions. Why isn't Marjorie Taylor Greene back on these platforms? I also went back and looked at Catarleson and others. They were hot on this Epstein stuff. Remember that, Mr. Producer? Oh, yeah. Little old me said, what is this? This is nothing but a phony scandal that they're trying to create against Trump. Obviously, what took place was horrendous. Period. Even for 15-year-olds. Horrendous. But Trump didn't do anything. If he'd done anything, we'd know about it. And now everybody's going to be going over the documents. They're going to be trying to insinuate things, but I guarantee you there's nothing there. Now, that said, if there's something there, you'll hear about it, right? But here's the point. You got to stand strong and stand on principles and use common sense who we're dealing with, Democrats and the media, and the grifters, the neo-fascist grifters who will do anything for $1 or $5, including sell out Donald Trump. We'll be right back.
Guys, are you looking for a good all-around men's health partner? For anything from weight loss to testosterone support and beyond. Check out Rougiette. They have clinically backed medications and free consultations from board-certified doctors that make it easy to get a personalized treatment plan, all online. Plus, all prescriptions come from FDA-regulated pharmacies and shipped direct to your home.
Stop making excuses and start making moves. Visit Rugiet.com/Levin to get 15% off your first order. That's RUGIET.com/Levin. Use our code so they know we sent you. Get 15% off your first order now at RUGIET.com/Levin. Rugiet, your personalized men's health partner.
Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. Visit the Rugiet website for full safety information.
In Prince George's County, southbound 95 in Calverton, jammed up between 212 and the Beltway. Now on the Beltway, inner loop in Bethesda, slow from Rockville Pike to New Hampshire Avenue. In College Park, the inner loop is stop and go from the 95 interchange to Pennsylvania Avenue in Prince George's County. On the outer loop of the Beltway in Prince George's County, stop and go from Pennsylvania Avenue to the Greenbelt Mark Metro Station exit. And back in Montgomery County on the outer loop of the Beltway, you'll find it slow between New Hampshire Avenue and George Avenue. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Scattered showers tonight, lows in the 40s, more rain tomorrow, highs in the low 50s.
How many photos are on your camera roll right now? Enough to stress you out? Same. Here's what finally worked for me. Chatbooks. And they've got a podcast exclusive deal that's honestly wild. 12 monthly mini photo books for just $12, plus free shipping. That's a full year of printed memories for less than a month of streaming. Go to chatbooks.com/get12. That's chatbooks.com/get12 and grab it before it's gone.
Inflation, bank failures, recessions. In times like these, protecting your wealth is more important than ever. Gold and silver have stood the test of time as investments that safeguard your wealth. That's why millions of investors turn to APMEX. With over 25 years of experience, we make buying precious metals easy and safe. Visit APMEX.com today because in uncertain times, gold and silver aren't just an investment, they're protection. That's APMEX.com.
The Mega Millions jackpot is getting mega huge. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over $200 million. Good luck, New York. Please play responsibly.
The Country Music Awards are Wednesday. And this year, don't just watch the awards, trade the awards on Kalshi. Think Morgan Wallen's taking home Entertainer of the Year? You could turn $100 into $400. Think Chris Stapleton or Luke Combs will win that same 100? Could win 1,000. Trade every CMA award, entertainer, album, song, and more on Kalshi.com, the world's largest prediction market. Legal in all 50 states. Use code CMA to get $20 free when you trade $100. Kalshi. Don't just watch the show, trade on it.
Warning! Inflation is back on the rise. The national debt is spiraling out of control. The stock market has been at an all-time high, and wars continue to rage across the globe. Experts are predicting a massive economic crash for 2025, and you should be ready. Will you sit on the sidelines and wait, or will you take action today to help protect your hard-earned retirement savings? Right now, you can get a free gold and silver kit from the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco, where you'll learn why tens of thousands of hardworking Americans and even the world's central banks are turning to precious metals to help protect and diversify their money. Get your free gold and silver kit from Goldco by calling 855-GOLD-IRA. You could even receive up to a 10% instant match on bonus silver for qualified accounts. Don't let your financial future slip through your fingers. Learn why so many Americans are diversifying with gold and silver today. Call 855-GOLD-IRA. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a leaf filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/day to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/day. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/day. See representative for warranty details.
Making sense of your world.
Talk radio is where I get all of my information.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of education. Because what's happening in your kid's school matters. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
This is the home of America's founding. Call in now, 877-381-3811.
One person who voted against the release of the Epstein files was a gentleman by the name of Clay Higgins, Republican in Louisiana. I actually think he makes a pretty damn good point. What do you think of that, Rich? The one guy, the only lawmaker they write on the New York Post, who voted against the move while 5 others were absent in the House. But what did he say? He said, I have been a principled no on this bill from the beginning. What was wrong with the bill 3 months ago is still wrong today. It abandons 250 years of criminal justice procedure in America. As written, this bill reveals and injures thousands of innocent people, witnesses, people who provided alibis, family members, etc. If enacted, which it was, in its current form, this type of broad reveal of criminal investigative files released to a rabid media will absolutely result in innocent people being hurt. Not by my vote. The Oversight Committee is conducting a thorough investigation and has already released over 60,000 pages of documents from the Epstein case. The man makes a good point. In fact, a superb point. And he was the only one to vote no. Because people don't want to be accused of covering something up and so forth. Let's see here. 4 Republicans, Massey, Nancy Mace, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, joined with all 214 House Democrats to get the necessary 218 signatures needed to vote on the discharge petition. And that's why all the rest of them went along, because it was, all right, we can't stop it because of these 4 Republicans, so let's go. But rather than thinking of this as some kind of cover-up for Trump, which he clearly is not, I think this guy from Louisiana is onto something. I really do. You've got all kinds of information that is collected during the course of investigations, which means nothing other than you're following a lead. You folks have seen it on TV programs, Law and Order, Chicago PD, FBI, and so forth. There's a ton of innocent people, and yet you keep these files, and they're not even accused of anything. Perhaps they're family members, they have leads, they saw something. Well, apparently, if I'm reading this correctly, if I'm wrong, that's great, I'll let you know. Almost none of that was redacted. And so I think this fella, Clay Higgins, there probably would have been 2 of us voting that way, Mr. Producer, oddly enough. And I believe transparency is very, very important, but we're talking about the criminal justice system here. That's what we're talking about. And even putting Trump aside and everybody else aside. To release this stuff without redactions or anything like that, which is his point. Just to, that he would have voted to release it, but they just released everybody's names and everything else. And he felt that was a mistake. And I think that's right. It doesn't mean certain names shouldn't be released. They should. But there are innocent people who aren't accused of anything, who are helping investigators, people who don't want their names out, some people who are embarrassed, some people who may have been victims, and so forth and so on. So how bad would it have been to go through the records, as is typically done in a case like this, if it's done at all, and to ensure that that doesn't happen? But they didn't, because the mob is hungry, the media is hungry. Catarlson and that crowd, they're hungry. They want to chase their, chase the buck. And this is where you wind up. And it's not a very pleasant place, to be perfectly honest with you. That said, what a sick bastard this Epstein was. And it went on for a long time. And names that are being released, like this guy Summer and so forth, should be released. That's not what this congressman's talking about, and that's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about people who are not accused of anything, who have no role in anything, but might be witnesses, might be able to tip off investigators, that sort of thing. Perfectly innocent people. In addition to the swine and the thugs and the molesters and rapists. And all the time I've been endorsing Pure Talk, this is a big deal. That's my wireless company. I can honestly say I've never seen an offer like this from them before, or anybody else for that matter. You ready? Listen to this. Unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data with a 30 gig hotspot for just $29.95 a month for life. $29.95 a month for life. It doesn't matter what happens in the world. Inflation doesn't matter. The economy does. It's $29.95 a month for life. Not only that, this is Pure Talk's top tier plan. Top tier plan, normally $65 a month. So you not only get their $65 a month plan, their top tier plan for $29.95, you get it for the rest of your life. Now, this is only going to be offered, only now through December 7th. That is it. That is it. So what is that, a little over 2 weeks, something like that? So you really need to act now. Just $29.95 a month. You're saving over 50% a month every month for life with their top tier program. And that's on their crazy fast 5G network, by the way, super fast. But this offer is extremely short-lived. Extremely short-lived. Folks, make the switch today, then tell all your friends about it so they can jump in too. I'm $29.95 a month for life for their top tier program, and they have tremendous service, very, very fast system. So dial pound 250, say Mark Levin, and you're off to the races. It's that simple. That's pound 250, say Mark Levin, for Pure Talk's best unlimited plan. $29.95 a month for life. Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team can have you switched in minutes. It's painless, and you're going to save a ton of money, not just for a month or a year, for the rest of your life. Keep your phone, keep your number if you want, and start saving with unlimited for life. Just $29.95 a month. Again, dial pound 250, say Mark Levin. That's pound 250, say Mark Levin. Switch to my wireless company, Pure Talk. Taxes and fees are not included. Some restrictions apply. See puretalk.com for details. Offer ends December 7th, 2025, or just call them. Just dial them. Pound 250, say Mark Levin. I'm telling you, this is a big, big deal. Yes, it is. Oh, yes. I wanted to tell you, you know what CARE is doing? This organization, CARE? Council on American Islamic Relations. It should be Council on Destroying America with Islamists. This is an exclusive from our friends at the New York Post. Isabel Vincent, Muslim group CARE cutting $1,000 checks, ready? For anti-Israel agitators who've been disciplined by colleges. Anti-Israel agitators who spread disruption at U.S. colleges and were punished by authorities were awarded with checks of $1,000 by a Muslim nonprofit. The Post has learned. The money was given to students who faced penalties for leading pro-Palestine protests. They led violent pro-Hamas protests. Before and after the Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th, according to a bombshell report by the Network Contagion Research Institute. I love these people. In the Intelligent Advocacy Network. I love these groups. They are fantastic. The cash was awarded from a Champions of Justice Fund, quote unquote, set up by the California chapter of CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, as institutional endorsement, the report claims. So now we have a Hamas front group that's handing out $1,000 to people who were not just protesting, some were protesting, but they were agitators who've been disciplined by their colleges. They're getting $1,000 rewards from Hamas. $1,000. Somebody needs to look into their tax status, do they not? The answer is yes. And these organizations were able to collect this information. Good for them. They've now revealed it. And I hope the Department of Justice will take a look at this. The money was then offered as interest-free loans and grants of $1,000 to students who lost scholarships, housing, or other support because of their advocacy, quote unquote, according to CARE's website. In October 2024, CARE California awarded $20,000 in loans and scholarships to 20 student protesters from the Champions of Justice Fund. Got it? The identities of the student recipients have never been revealed, but the institutions they attend were in CARE's literature, including Columbia, University of Pennsylvania, and Harvard, as you can imagine. That means students suspended or expelled from Columbia, as an example, for storming and occupying the university's Hamilton Hall, barricading themselves inside the building with furniture and padlocks on April 30, 2024, an incident which resulted in the building having to be stormed by police, could have potentially qualified for the $1,000 checks. These programs, and I quote from the good guys, NCRI, these programs support students after acts of criminality and violence, creating a reward structure for building the most militant face of the movement. This is how ideologies metastasize. NCRA founder Joel Finkelstein warned the Post. It's also what Hamas does at a different level. What the Palestinian Authority does. You know, the peaceful ones. Abbas, the terrorist from Munich. The Munich terrorist attack. He was the fundraiser to make sure that the terrorists could get there and slaughter the Jewish participants in 1972. Yes, they deserve a state, says the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. And whatever he says goes, of course. Now, that said, what they do, the Taylor Force Act was passed to try and stop, but Biden turned the other way, as he always did, is they give pensions, lifetime pensions to the families of terrorists who kill Jews, Americans, Christians, or anybody else. They need their own state, don't you know? Yeah, Saudi Arabia. No, not us. No, not us. No. And so, of course, this is not identical, obviously, but it is the same concept. That is, rewarding people who've been punished by these schools because of their violence and acts of that sort. And there's CARE, the Hamas front group, right at the front of the line. That group should be put out of business. Any group with ties to Hamas or terrorist groups or front organizations that do their bidding, they should be put out of business. And we know that CARE is, thanks to the FBI that tapped the hotel room at the Marriott next to the Philadelphia International Airport. That's right. I'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
At Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield, we know healthcare works best when it works together. That's why we provide a coordinated, caring, personalized, and holistic health plan experience, ensuring that people come first. Service is simple, and our network is unmatched, period. It all comes down to connecting the dots for you and your employees, improving care, and helping to manage costs for everyone. Because when everything works together, everybody benefits. Learn more at excelisforbusiness.com.
Inflation, bank failures, recessions. In times like these, protecting your wealth is more important than ever. Gold and silver have stood the test of time as investments that safeguard your wealth. That's why millions of investors turn to AppMex. With over 25 years of experience, we make buying precious metals easy and safe. Visit appmex.com today, because in uncertain times, gold and silver aren't just an investment, they're protection. That's appmex.com.
Kay Jewelers' early Black Friday sale is happening now. Get up to 50% off Black Friday deals and up to 40% off everything else. Don't miss this sale. Start your season with savings. Only at K. Exclusions apply. See k.com/exclusions for details.
How many photos are on your camera roll right now? Enough to stress you out? Same. Here's what finally worked for me. Chatbooks. And they've got a podcast exclusive deal that's honestly wild. 12 monthly mini photo books for just $12, plus free shipping. That's a full year of printed memories for less than a month of streaming. Go to chatbooks.com/get12. That's chatbooks.com/get12 and grab it before it's gone.
The Mega Millions jackpot is getting mega huge. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over $200 million. Good luck, New York. Please play responsibly.
Spectrum Business keeps real businesses like Rise Bakery connected.
As a business owner, my Spectrum services help simplify my day. Everything we do is easier knowing that we've got a reliable connection. And it helps our business just run really smoothly. Even though our techniques are very ancient, we rely just as heavily on technology. Spectrum allows my business to go from surviving to thriving.
Keep your business running smoothly with Spectrum Internet, starting at $40 a month. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Right now in Ukraine, too many elderly Jews are trapped in unbearable poverty. Galina is a 96-year-old Holocaust survivor who spent her life in the same village. She's sick and alone, and now it's bitter cold. Today, like every day, she must decide whether to spend what little money she has on food, medication, or heating. The Bible tells us that when you bless elderly Jews living in poverty like Galina, you will receive blessings in return. Through the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews and your tax-deductible donation, you can bring hope to those in need. Your gift of just $25 will help provide a food box full of life-saving essentials that will help feed an elderly person struggling to survive. Your gift today to the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews will help provide the life-saving food and hope that Galina and many like her so desperately need. To rush your gift, call 844-866-IFCJ, 844-866-IFCJ, or go online to levinforthefellowship.org. That's Levin for thefellowship.org.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for your free insight.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
This is a major wake-up call.
Making sense of the news. WMAL, making sense of the forecast. Because you never know what Mother Nature has in store. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Let me ask you something, folks. Remember 2008? Now, obviously, some of you may be too young, but let me tell you what happened. There were bailouts. There were fear the economy would collapse. Many people had sleepless nights. People were watching their savings evaporate. It was a disaster. Disaster. The nation had to spend hundreds and hundreds, almost $1 trillion saving these financial institutions. And the same thing can happen because it happened like boom, without us knowing it. The president, the Treasury Secretary goes into the Oval Office, George W. Bush, and says, we have a problem. What's that? Our financial system's going to collapse. And they said nobody saw it coming. What we see now is massive debt. The Democrats want even more massive debt. And it's something to worry about. These are lessons learned. And so what do you do about a situation like this? Well, what do you do about any situation? You should diversify whether there's a crisis or not, whether you think one's coming or not, in order to protect your assets and grow your assets, rather than everything being put in paper money or coin, because the printing presses and the printing just keeps going on and on and on. I don't know where this is going to end, but I don't think it's going to be very pretty. So you've got to watch your own situation. You can't control Washington. You put in your vote, you complain, you speak, but they just plow ahead, and you need to protect yourselves. You need to protect your wealth, your pensions, your savings, your IRA, whatever it is. And you don't have to sit helplessly. For over 25 years, Monetary Gold has helped Americans get help protecting their wealth through every storm with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and a proven record of helping clients come out stronger on the other side. Other people are not going to fix it for you. They're not going to do it. You have to take charge. It's your money. It's your family. It's what you've earned. Call 877-NOW-GOLD, 877-NOW-GOLD. They're there right now. No bums rush. They'll just answer any question you have. Or visit marklovesgold.com, marklovesgold.com. I'd call them right away. When the dollar trembles, the gold stands strong, I should say. So help protect what's yours. Performance may vary. Always consult your financial and tax professional before making an investment decision. But again, the number is 877-NOW-GOLD. Give them a call. Ask them any question you have, 877-NOW-GOLD, or visit marklovesgold.com, marklovesgold.com. Isn't it weird what's going on in this country right now? The Democrats are focused on Epstein, just praying to God they can find one sentence or half a sentence somewhere. But so far they can't. With people we used to respect and admire who were conservatives, who are now neo-fascists, promoting Nazis, platforming racists and bigots. Strange, no? And others who are apologizing for them. There've always been the kooks and the losers and the vile filth out there, but just some people who regurgitate this stuff who you never would have dreamt would. And then elected in New York City a Marxist Islamist. At some point, this is going to center itself. At some point. I really believe that. Now, by the way, next hour I want to tell you about, quote unquote, the secret life of George W. Bush. You say he's vanished into the shadows for 16 years. In the Daily Mail, it's a bit of a gossip paper, but nonetheless. Now we know what he's been plotting all along. This actually is a substantive piece, which is a rare exception for them often. And I'm going to go through this with you. It's not a short piece, so I won't read the whole thing. But it looks like the Bushies are plotting a return after Trump. We have the neo-fascists who are plotting to try and take over MAGA. And so you'll have the rhinos and the neo-fascists. And of course, you'll have you and me, Mr. and Mrs. America, constitutional conservatives. And we're not going anywhere. In fact, we are Make America Great Again. We were in 84 under Reagan, and we are under Trump. I'll be right back.
This holiday season, Rachel will get Anna a fabulous faux fur coat. Anna will say Rachel shouldn't have, but Rachel didn't. Because Rachel will only have to spend $75 on a coat Anna thinks costs $200. But then again, it's what she thought that counts. Yes, JCPenney. Higher price $200 reflects comparable national brand. $75 Anna faux fur jacket reg $108. Valid through 12/24. See store or jcp.com for details.
Peace to the planet, Charlamagne the God here. Getting real about your mental health journey means connecting with real people. Call, text, or chat 988 if you're having tough thoughts, substance use issues, stress at home or at work. They can even talk to you through worries you're having about somebody you love. 988 counselors are ready to hear from you 24/7. No cost, no judgment, no stigma. It's also private. Asking for help is the strongest thing that you can do. Just connect with 988, a message from the New York State Office of Mental Health.
Kay Jewelers' early Black Friday sale is happening now. Get up to 50% off Black Friday deals and up to 40% off everything else. Don't miss this sale. Start your season with savings. Only at Kay. Exclusions apply. See k.com/exclusions for details.
At Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield, we know healthcare works best when it works together. That's why we provide a coordinated, caring, personalized, and holistic health plan experience, ensuring that people come first. Service is simple, and our network is unmatched, period. It all comes down to connecting the dots for you and your employees, improving care, and helping to manage costs for everyone. Because when everything works together, everybody benefits. Learn more at excelisforbusiness.com.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
Ready for his signature. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. The Senate's following the House in passing a measure compelling the Justice Department to release the files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
This is about holding accountable all the people in Jeffrey Epstein's circle who raped, groomed, targeted, and enabled the abuse of hundreds of girls for years and years.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, this coming hours after some Epstein accusers appeared with members of Congress calling for their release. In a reversal, President Trump yesterday called on Republicans to pass the measure after calling his links to Epstein a hoax. After a day of meetings, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has returned to the White House for dinner in the East Room. Earlier, he and President Trump agreed on the sale of U.S. fighter jets to the kingdom, and the White House has announced the president will speak tomorrow at an investment summit with Saudi Arabia. A federal judge dismisses a Trump administration challenge to a New York state law blocking ICE agents from arresting illegal immigrants at state courthouses.
The Justice Department sued the state over the 2020 Protect Our Courts Act. It requires a warrant for federal immigration officials to arrest anyone coming or going to court or in court. The Justice Department claimed the law is unconstitutional because it obstructs the execution of federal immigration authorities. But U.S. District Judge May D'Agostino, an appointee of former President Obama, granted the state's motion to dismiss the lawsuit. The judge ruled the state's decision not to participate in enforcing immigration law is protected by the 10th Amendment of the Constitution, which limits the powers of the federal government.
Fox's Tom Rigotti in New York. The Department of Homeland Security is reportedly planning to deploy 250 border agents to New Orleans in a major immigration sweep. That's according to the Associated Press. The operation reportedly aims to arrest 5,000 people across southeast Louisiana and Mississippi. America's listening to Fox News.
Didn't need to happen. I'm Sharon Reardon from the Novak Motors News Desk. Good evening. The NTSB says the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse was preventable. Today, investigators say a loose signal wire caused a precarious electrical connection, triggering a power failure on the dolly as it left the port of Baltimore. The outage left the crew unable to steer the vessel before it slammed into a bridge support, killing 6 construction workers. Meanwhile, Maryland officials have more than doubled the rebuild estimate, saying it will now cost between $4.3 and $5.2 billion. 7 News says they're also pushing back completion of the bridge to 2030. He's been hinting at it for the past year. Now Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich has made it official.
The day last November, after voters passed a measure that prevents Elrich from running for executive again, he was asked whether he might try to return to the county council.
I may. I haven't decided anything, but it's certainly on the list of options in the universe.
Well, the universe has spoken, and so has Elrich. He announced via email that he'll run for one of 4 at-large seats in next year's election. He's been there before. Elrich, who was 76, served 3 terms on the council earlier this century and got his start on the Tacoma Park Council in the last century. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
And overwhelming support for a Montgomery County resolution.
This funding is not just an allocation. It is an investment in our Montgomery County safety net and affirmation that we don't look away from struggle. We confront it together.
Amana CEO Craig Rice on the county council's move to approve nearly $8 million in public service support, including $3.5 million for food. Interfaith Works' Deborah Monk on a recent survey that
found that the cost of groceries has become a major source of stress for over half of Americans, outpacing rent and student debt.
Council President Kate Stewart.
The need is great, and we need to take action now.
The resolution was passed in unanimous fashion. Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
WMAL News Time is 8:04. I'm Sharon Reardon, and now here's your WMAL traffic and weather from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
In Prince George's County on the BW Parkway northbound of Riverdale, traffic is slow from 450 to 197. 95 southbound in PG County, you'll find it slow from 212 to the Beltway. Now on the Beltway inner loop in Chevy Chase, jammed up between Connecticut Avenue and New Hampshire Avenue. College Park inner loop of the Beltway is slow from Route 1 to Pennsylvania Avenue. And on the outer loop of the Beltway in College Park, stop and go from the 95 interchange to Georgia Avenue. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Scattered showers tonight, lows in the 40s, more rain tomorrow, highs in the low 50s.
Since 2011, American Giant has been making everyday clothing with extraordinary effort. Not in far-off factories, but right here in the USA. We obsess over fabrics, fit, and details, because if you're going to wear it every day, it should feel great and last for years. From the cut of a hoodie to the finishing of a seam, nothing is overlooked. Our supply chain is tight-knit and local, which means less crisscrossing the country and more care in every step. The result is durable clothing, t-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, and denim that become part of your life season after season. This isn't fast fashion, it's clothing made with purpose by people who care as much about how it's made as how it fits. Get 20% off your first order with code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com with code STAPLE20.
The Country Music Awards are Wednesday, and this year, don't just watch the awards, trade the awards on Kalshi. Think Morgan Wallen's taking home Entertainer of the Year? You could turn $100 into $400. Think Chris Stapleton or Luke Combs will win that same 100? Could win 1,000. Trade every CMA award, entertainer, album, song, and more on Kalshi.com. The world's largest prediction market. Legal in all 50 states. Use code CMA to get $20 free when you trade $100. Kalshi. Don't just watch the show, trade on it.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. What do you make of this? No, I don't want to deal with her. Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me, Mr. Producer. I want to read you this piece. Secret Life of George Bush. He's vanished into the shadows for 16 years. Now we know what he's been plotting all along. I don't know about that, but I'll read you what they wrote. In George Bush's Prairie Chapel Ranch outside Waco, once known as the Western White House, all appears quiet. Last week, the former president hosted his 9th annual W100K mountain bike ride for wounded veterans, a 2-day event around the 40 miles of trails on the 1,600-acre property. The former president still owns the ranch, but these days mainly lives in a 2-hour drive away in $5 million home in Preston Hollow, an exclusive suburb of Dallas. His red brick house with floor-to-ceiling windows is a gated cul-de-sac in an area known locally as the Honey Pot. The former president rises, early and checks in by phone daily with his best friend, his former Commerce Secretary Donald Evans. He paints in his studio and is a golfaholic, appearing frequently at several local courses. He watches sports, including Texas Rangers baseball team, and recently appeared for the coin toss the Dallas Cowboys game. It's a relatively uneventful retirement, and may seem like he's checked out of politics. But his public interventions have become more frequent of late, and his supporters are demanding more. President Bush, please, man, we could use your voice right now. Former chair of the RNC, Michael Steele, said Michael Steele's a head case. He's an unhinged buffoon. Acolytes to the Bush family have always known that they would have to ride out Trump's second term, but many have never accepted that arguably the most successful ever American political dynasty ended on January 20, 2009, the day W left the White House for the final time. Now rumors are stirring of a plot to end the so-called Bush exile and take back the GOP from the so-called scourge of Trumpism. Behind the scenes, and still with deep connections around the country, a shadow Republican Party is lying in wait to take over when Trump is gone. So there's two shadows now. The neo-Nazis or the neo-fascists are trying to take over, and now the rhinos are trying to stick with me, folks. We're the constitutional conservatives. We know what we're doing. It'll be ugly in 3 years or so. It'll be ugly, maybe in 2.5 years, but we can handle it. You and me, right here, Mr. and Mrs. America. Now rumors are stirring of a plot to end the so-called Bush exile and take back the GOP from the so-called, well, I already said that. Behind the scenes, still with deep connections around the country, they have this Republican Party lying in wait, they write. And while the former president is determined not to publicly criticize Trump, much to the frustration of some of his former aides, he may not be averse to quietly helping to shape the Republican Party's long-term future. A challenge from a Bush-aligned presidential candidate may not come until the 2030s. But amid current turmoil in the GOP and with Trump constitutionally barred from standing for a third term, there's growing push for it to happen in 2028. So this could be quite a wild primary, and we will have a voice in this primary. Trump knows that there's no third term, one former Bush official with a visceral hatred of Trump told the Daily Mail. There's no doubt Vance has a head start as vice president, but I don't think it's locked in by any stretch. It's not. Nothing's locked in. We don't do coronations in the Republican Party. There'll be a big open field within the Republican Party in 2028. I don't know about that, but we'll see. I do think a lot of people will jump in. The enmity between Trump and the Bushes is not just personal, it's fundamentally policy driven, and it goes on. And we don't need to get into it. There's no doubt Trump retains a stronghold over the Republican Party, but a recent AP North poll found only 68% of Republicans approved of his management, down from 81%, they say. Anyway, the more time elapses from Bush's exit, the more his stock rises, they write. In his few public appearances, he appears an increasingly avuncular figure. Meanwhile, Trump's fury at Bush only seems to increase. Well, this is definitely an anti-Trump piece, by the way. That's not why I'm reading it. I'm reading it because of the plotting that's going on in the shadows. Let's see. Ready? In August of this year, Trump moved White House portraits of Bush and his late father, George H.W., to a hidden stairwell where visitors would not see them. Coincidentally, in the very same week, ready? George W. Bush and his brother Jeb, the former Florida governor, were among family luminaries who gathered for a secret and potentially very consequential event at the Dynasty Summer Retreat in Kennebunkport on the Maine coast. Again, I'm just reading what they've written. The compound at Walker's Point was known as the Summer White House during the Bush presidencies. Unpublicized and with no media present, a total of 65 friends and family gathered there and poured money into a pot to help kick off a new Bush political run. Tech entrepreneur Jonathan Bush, what is it? These guys multiply like rabbits. Tech entrepreneur Jonathan Bush, 56, cousin of W and Jeb, and brother of TV personality Billy Bush, will bid to become governor of the moderate state of Maine in 2026. And if he wins, it would be the third state governorship held by the Bush family. Both George W. and Jeb used their governorships, we know. The spokesman for Jonathan Bush's Maine for Keeps campaign said he was especially proud to have his family standing strongly by his side. While any intervention in Republican politics is risky for the ex-president, he's believed to have been particularly irked recently by Trump's decision to dismantle U.S. aid. Now, that's a weird one. That would irk you? Now, if Jonathan Bush is to carry the dynasty's torch, he will face challenges following previous revelations about his private life. In 2018, the Daily Mail revealed he had confessed to numerous physical alterations with his ex-wife, Sarah Selden, according to court papers. He said they occurred during a particularly difficult personal time in my life. I've worked very hard since then to demonstrate my remorse. I take complete responsibility for all these regrettable incidents involving my dear former wife. And at the time, his wife said, like many families, ours is not perfect. Neither of us are proud of the events that occurred during our divorce. I hate when they get into this divorce stuff. It just is what it is. Let's see here. After the January 6th, scores of former Bush officials left the Republican Party, joining anti-Trump groups like the Lincoln Project and Republican Voters Against Bush. Well, how did that turn out? Not very well, which could ultimately provide electoral infrastructure for Bush-aligned candidate. Yeah, if they want to lose. The 2024, the waters were tested by Nikki Haley, who became something of a stalking horse for Bushism. It's very strange what she did. She stayed in way too long. And she was accompanied on the trail by Chris Sununu, the governor of New Hampshire. another Republican dynasty. Look, we're not going to win with Republican dynasties. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you that 2 presidencies, how many do you need? Seems to me to be enough. And they go on about stuff that we already know. Let's see here. The Republican Party is riven by schisms over the Epstein scandal, what some see as Trump's preoccupation with foreign wars and tariffs. What he's talking about is the neo-fascists stabbing Trump in the back and really tearing apart the party and MAGA. At least that's their effort, and we're going to keep fighting them here. I vow to you, as long as I have this microphone, I will keep fighting these people. Writing recently in the Wall Street Journal, Karl Rove, the advisor once known as Bush's brain, said his tariff demands are weighing him down. Voters won't blame. You know, Karl, you're so wrong so often. No offense. No offense. I don't know him well. I think I met him once at an airport with my wife. Maybe twice, once at the White House when I was maybe looking for the men's room. I don't remember. But I don't think the architect, probably the architect of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Mr. Producer, know anything? You didn't get that one straight. I'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
With the state of today's economy, it's more important than ever to invest in products that last for years to come. As the seasons shift and get cooler, make sure your closet is stocked with durable layers that stand the test of time from American Giant. American Giant's clothes work harder and are wearable season after season. Their greatest hoodie ever made is made from the highest quality materials that are cut and sewn right here in the United States. So you're investing right back in your local community. Choosing American Giant means taking a stand for American manufacturing and hardworking Americans, something other mega corporations don't care about. From fleece to knit, all in a range of colors for versatile daily wear, American Giant delivers everyday pieces designed for everyday life. Feel the difference of quality, made-to-last clothes from American Giant. Get 20% off your first order with code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com with code STAPLE20.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet or beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels, or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
K Jewelers' early Black Friday sale is happening now. Get up to 50% off Black Friday deals and up to 40% off everything else. Don't miss this sale. Start your season with savings. Only at K. Exclusions apply. See k.com/exclusions for details.
Peace to the planet, Charlamagne the God here. Getting real about your mental health journey means connecting with real people. Call, text, or chat 988 if you're having tough thoughts, substance use issues, stress at home or at work. They can even talk to you through worries you're having about somebody you love. 988 counselors are ready to hear from you 24/7. No cost, no judgment, no stigma. It's also private. Asking for help is the strongest thing that you can do. Just connect with 988, a message from the New York State Office of Mental Health.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy Truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
How many photos are on your camera roll right now? Enough to stress you out?
Same. Here's what finally worked for me. Chatbooks. And they've got a podcast exclusive deal that's honestly wild. 12 monthly mini photo books for just $12, plus free shipping. That's a full year of printed memories for less than a month of streaming. Go to chatbooks.com/get12. That's chatbooks.com/get12 and grab it before it's gone.
What are the potential threats from artificial intelligence that could totally upend the way Americans live their lives? What will it do to the job market, data privacy, cybersecurity, the banking system, national security? Learn how you could help protect your life savings with a free gold and silver kit from the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. You could get up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver if you qualify, but only while supplies last. Call 855-GOLD-IRA now. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
Washington's best way to wake up. O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on WMAL.
Who says doctors don't make house visits anymore? Dr. Siegel's in our house all the time. One of the great people on Fox, and he's a great doctor. He's a personal friend. And he's got a fantastic book out, The Miracles Among Us, How God's Grace Plays a Role in Healing. You know, Dr. Siegel, this is a fantastic book that takes science and faith, fuses them together, and I'm a big believer in that. You're a big believer in that, too. Why don't you explain?
I'm a big believer in that because back in the 17th century, Baruch D. Spinoza said, well, God is in nature, and that's it. Well, first of all you have to do as a doctor is start to examine the human body and the way it works. And the science of medicine is so profound that already defies nature and defies the odds. Just being alive, just what it takes to be alive from moment to moment with your heart beating and your brain working. That's to begin with. Then the amount of coincidences that occur and the amount that doctors play are God's hands. They're not godlike, but they're God's hands. And the way that outcomes can defy the odds, and the way that people are visited in dreams, and the way that we look at that in the Bible, in the Torah, and we see that in Aaron, where little miracles add up. When you start not to value people in terms of the preciousness of the human soul, when you start not to do that, is when you start making really reckless decisions, like physician-assisted suicide or premature hospice. We have to treasure life. That's our role as physicians. That goes all the way back to Maimonides.
Beautifully put. And throughout the book, ladies and gentlemen, he laces in faith, the good books, the Torah, and so forth throughout the book. There were a couple chapters that drew my attention. I finally got your book, by the way, and I was reading through it as fast as I could. It really is a fantastic book, and I think you folks are going to really like it. It's called The Miracles Among Us, How God's Grace Plays a Role in Healing. And by the way, if you believe in God, why wouldn't God's grace play a role in healing? But you had one here, sorry, my eyesight needs help, involving Hungary, and that drew my attention. Still alive in the Hungarian forest. You want to talk about that a little bit?
I love that chapter because it has to do with the idea that God brings us the miracles that he wants us to have, not necessarily the ones we're asking for. And we know that from the prayer of Hannah in Haftorah on Rosh Hashanah, because she's praying for a son, and she only gets that son because Samuel is going to go on to become a great prophet. And Hezekiah, Isaiah says you're going to die, but God says you're going to live because you're going to end up being the father with Isaiah's daughter, ironically, of another bad king, which he was trying to avoid. God heals him. Direct prayer to God. In the story in the Holocaust that I have, Isaac Middleman is praying to God on Yom Kippur, and Hungarian soldiers see that, and they string him up from the trees to die. Somehow he makes it through to the next morning with God's help. But he's frozen. They put him in the hospital. They let one of his arms go. They're not going to do anything to save it. They just watch it fester. And eventually they take the arm with a towel for anesthesia. And He's still alive, but then there he is again praying directly to God, praying the Shema, and when he says the Lord is one, the Allies bomb the hospital. All of this, by the way, is documented by Yad Vashem. They bomb the hospital. Everyone in that hospital is killed except for Isaac Middleman, who takes Hungarian soldiers' clothes and dresses himself and leaves and goes all the way to Budapest. And he gets rations there because they believe he's a Hungarian soldier. But when the Allies occupy Budapest, they nearly shoot him because he looks like a Hungarian soldier. But then they hear him saying Yiddish, and they save him. They spare his life. He goes back to America, and he goes to America for the first time, becomes a great rabbi. And his son, Barnett Middleton, believes that God saved him for that life later as a rabbi. God looks down the road.
Mm-hmm. And you have some more contemporary examples too. Steve Scalise, everybody knows about him. Tell us how he wrote that.
Steve Scalise was on the ball field that day, and everyone knows that story. But what they don't know is that Brad Weintraub was actually in the batter's cage, which he has never been in before, and he because he was there, he doesn't get shot. Scalise gets shot, and he bleeds out almost entirely on the ball field. But Wenstrup manages to get to him and to give him like water and Gatorade through his lips and keep him going a little bit and put on a tourniquet. And then they get him to a helicopter. They get him to the hospital. He arrives with no blood pressure, and they give him 50 units of blood. But then an interventional radiologist works together with a surgeon. Never happened before. With clamps coming out of his belly, the interventional radiologist actually figures out that the iliac artery is completely severed, and he burns off the parts that they can't repair, and together they work, and they save him. And both say they've never seen a case so extraordinary. But then he recovers and ends up, coming back to Congress that day that everybody remembers because of his great courage and praying to God every single day. He survived because of his belief in God and great doctoring. And that's what Cardinal Dolan has said to me too, that the miracles occur because of a combination of great doctors and the art of medicine combined with faith.
The book is extraordinary, folks. And you know what? It's uplifting, Doctor. It's very uplifting. You see people in these horrific situations. The Rebbe, this is close to me. I have a Chabad rabbi, and we know all about the Rebbe. Tell the American people, because it's a great chapter, chapter 7.
It's my favorite chapter in the book. And by the way, it was vetted by a Chabad rabbi in the University of Miami Medical Center, who's also the chief of medicine, Mark. Isn't that amazing? He's the chief of medicine, and he's a Chabad rabbi. But he didn't write. He read through it and made sure to make any errors. But in this chapter, the Rebbe has a carpenter, and the carpenter is rebuilding his office. And he looks out the window and he sees a beautiful woman, and he decides that he's smitten with her, and he ends up pursuing her, and she becomes his wife. And then the Rebbe has then the carpenter has 3 children, but the third child isn't doing very well. He's pale and he's not gaining weight. And he goes Sunday to dollars, which is when the Rebbe gives you $1 and you're supposed to give it to charity. It's this whole idea that miracles too occur because of a transference. And we believe this deeply in Judaism. It's doing mitzvahs. It will come back to you. You give out something, your kindness, like Mark Levin gives out kindness all the time. It's restored, it's repaid. And that's what the Rebbe was doing with dollars. And he says to the former carpenter, he says, something's the matter with your third child. I know it. Why isn't he here? Carpenter says he's pale. I don't know. He says, check the mezuzah over your door. He checks the mezuzah, and the mezuzah, which has the Shema, the prayer of the Shema in it, the Lord is one. The mem, which is a central letter in the alphabet, which looks like a heart. It's a circle that looks like a heart. It's broken at the bottom. So the Rebbe says, fix it. He fixes it. And then he meets with the Rebbe again. He says he's still not doing well. He says, bring him to a cardiologist. So he brings him to a cardiologist.
Hold your thought, Doctor. I don't want you to rush. We have a whole big segment remaining. You're going to love this book, folks. Go to Amazon.com right now. The Miracles Among. Every day I hear from Americans who feel like they're losing their voice, frustrated that their values are being ignored or erased. If that's you, let me tell you something that you can do right now. Join AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. AMAC isn't just another group. It's a powerful community built on faith, family, and common sense. They're standing in the gap, giving millions of Americans the tools to stay informed, engaged, and prepared. Members get real, practical benefits, unbelievable discounts on insurance, travel, and retail, plus access to exclusive resources in the AMAC magazine, which is truly one of the best publications out there. And for a limited time, you can join free for 90 days, no credit card required, no strings attached. Just a chance to see what the Association of Mature American Citizens is all about for free. So go to amac.us/Levin right now. That's amac.us/LEVIN. Take the first step and make your voice matter again. That's amac.us/LEVIN.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances?
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Hey, it's Dennis Quaid here. There's a pressing issue that still needs attention: the state of our retirement savings. We're dealing with $36 trillion in debt, and the interest on that debt is now greater than our entire defense budget for the first time in history. And with global tension still high, it's more important than ever to help secure your financial future. That's why I partnered with a great company, Goldco, who is offering you a free copy of their gold and silver kit. The kit contains vital information to help you navigate the current economic landscape and offers strategies to help you protect your life savings. Get a free gold and silver kit to get the facts and make a decision that's right for you and your family by calling 855-GOLD-IRA. You may even qualify for free bonus silver plus a free Ronald Reagan silver coin. Call 855-GOLD-IRA. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
Last month, Mary's team did something unheard of. They closed the books before Friday. No late nights, no missing receipts. So what happened? RAMP happened. RAMP automates receipts, enforces policy in real time, and gives teams total visibility. That's why it's used by 40,000 companies like Shopify and CBRE. Finance teams, want your weekends back? Get $250 off when you join at ramp.com/trial. That's ramp.com/trial.
This holiday season, give the gift that everyone actually wants: Omaha Steaks. Right now, save 50% site-wide, plus an extra $35 off with code HOLIDAYGIFT at checkout. From USDA-certified very tender filet mignons and perfectly aged ribeyes to juicy burgers and gourmet sides and desserts that make every meal unforgettable, Omaha Steaks brings steakhouse quality flavor straight to your doorstep. Whether you're gifting family across the country or filling your own freezer, every box arrives perfectly packaged and guaranteed to impress. Because nothing says I love you most like a gift of Omaha Steaks. Skip the malls and the guessing. Go to omahasteaks.com right now. That's omahasteaks.com to save 50% site-wide, plus get an extra $35 off with code HOLIDAYGIFT at checkout. Hurry, this deal won't last. Omaha Steaks, delivering joy since 1917. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details.
The Country Music Awards are Wednesday, and this year, don't just watch the awards, trade the awards on Kalshi. Think Morgan Wallen's taking home Entertainer of the Year? You could turn $100 into $400. Think Chris Stapleton or Luke Combs will win that same $100? Could win $1,000. Trade every CMA award, entertainer, album, song, and more on Kalshi.com. The world's largest prediction market. Legal in all 50 states. Use code CMA to get $20 free when you trade $100. Kalshi. Don't just watch the show, trade on it.
Chris Plant, weekdays 9 to noon.
Let's go to Scott. Man, I just wanted to tell you thank you for always showing up. There are people, millions of people, man, that wait for you to come on there to make them laugh. And I just wanted to tell you, I really, genuinely, I'm just one of the quiet voices out here that love you, man. And I can't thank you enough.
You are very, very kind. That is so kind, and thank you.
Making sense of your world. The Chris Plant Show, weekdays 9 to noon. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
WMAL. Mark the 10, the thunder on the right. Call in now, 877-381-3811.
So we'll be back in a moment with our friend Dr. Mark Seal. This book is great, The Miracles Among Us, How God's Grace Plays a Role in Healing. You're going to love this book. Please go to Amazon.com, grab your copy. You know, many of you know people who are not doing well. I would encourage you to read this book, maybe read some of the chapters to them, as a matter of fact. But I think everybody would benefit from this book. I know I did. And I'm not done because I got it this morning, but I'm going to finish it. I'm about a third of the way through. I was kind of cherry picking chapters that drew my attention. It's just a killer book. You've never read anything
Why
like it.
is he like the only one fucking posted?
It is this fusion between science and faith, and that's a very important thing. Very. The holidays will be here before you know it. And for many families, that means excitement and a lot of stress. Why? Between gifts and travel, higher prices, easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards and you can't pay them off and the interest is through the roof. Now that debt's piling up. And if it is, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, I like my mortgage rate. It's low. Well, these people are brilliant. American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan. It's simple. It's a smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. They have something called a HELOC. Now, a HELOC can fluctuate with the market. Everybody offers that. It's not ideal. So American Financing came up with their own product. It's called the Smart Equity Loan, a fixed rate. So you'll have a predictable monthly payment. The Smart Equity Loan lets you use your home's equity to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow like right now, and keep your existing mortgage intact. No upfront fees to find out if you qualify. Just ask them, and they'll tell you all about it. And they're there right now. The number is 888-900-1828, 888-900-1828, 888-900-1828. Jump in, folks. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR rates for in the fives start at 6.196% for well-qualified borrowers. Call 800-900-1828 for details about credit costs and terms.
All right. I want to get back to Dr. Siegel. So just a reminder. So there's this patient, and he is advised to go to the cardiologist. Take it from there.
He's only 3 months old. His name is Israel. His father's name is Nathan. And Nathan's the former carpenter. He brings him to the cardiologist, and the cardiologist finds a hole in his heart. And he says, fine, but we have to watch this. It will probably heal on its own, and we can't do anything till he's 1 year old. The carpenter goes back to the Rebbe, and he says, something bad's going to happen. I have a bad feeling about this. Tell him to operate now. The cardiologist says, I'm not listening to a rabbi. I don't care who he is. This is a medical situation. And this speaks to the point we've been making, Mark, that it's never just a medical situation, is it? And you have to take information and ideas and thoughts from everyone around you to be a great doctor. But what happens is the little baby has a cardiac arrest and almost doesn't make it. They then understand that the Rebbe is right, and they operate. Risky operation at that age. They fix the hole in the heart. The baby does absolutely fine. I interviewed him too. He's lived to a normal life, normal adulthood. So then the Rebbe goes on doing his mitzvahs throughout his storied life, really. Great man, great rabbi. And when he gets to his 90s, he's really sick, and he's in the hospital, and he has a stroke, and he has some seizures. And one of the last doctors to take care of him is named Dr. Bronfman. And she takes care of him, and she knows who he is. She's from Moscow, and she's heard all about the Rebbe, and she knows who he is, but she feels like people are coming to him still for dollars in the hospital, but she feels like he doesn't have any dollars left to give, and he doesn't have miracles left. But it was very, very important for her to take care of him, and it was a great honor. He ends up dying, and about a month later, I meet her, and she goes on to become my wife, and I realized that that was the last miracle. That was the last miracle the Rebbe did. He brought that carpenter his wife, and he brought me mine.
Isn't that? I hadn't read that. Oh, I can't wait to read the rest of this book. That is fascinating. Ladies and gentlemen, the book is The Miracles Among Us, How God's Grace Plays a Role in Healing. Everybody, regardless of your faith, you're going to want to read this book. And then there's this. People are always Back from the Dead, chapter 16. Tell us about that.
Dr. Michael Baden believes in a greater reality. Mark, you probably know him. He's probably the best forensic pathologist. He's probably the best in the history of the world. And he has a very soothing voice, which I say in the book probably would help you go from this world to the next. He's a very calming soul, and he's a pathologist, and you love him. He's a kindred spirit with us. And he says he believes in a larger reality. But this story that he tells me is beyond belief, which is that there's a patient in the hospital, very obese, and the family is really angry that the hospital is not taking good care of this patient. Now, I know what the hospital is, but Mark, Baden doesn't really want me to say. And the patient they felt they were really negligent with this patient. And one morning, the nurses come in, and they use the mirror test to see if someone's alive. And they said that he was gone. So they put him in the morgue, what they used to call the morgue wagon instead of the ambulance. And on the way in the morgue wagon, the driver thinks he hears some noises. What is this? What are these strange sounds? He gets to the morgue, and Baden is there, and they put him in the cold freeze, and he's in a body bag. They take him out to put him on the table to do an autopsy, and he starts to move, and he starts to moan. And Baden says, this guy is alive. So they quickly bring him back to the hospital, and you can imagine what the family is doing at this point. You can imagine how apocalyptic the family is. And they bring him back, and they put him in the ICU, and they try to bring him around, and he starts to recover. But then the same thing happens all over again. And they don't use EKGs in those days. It is probably, they have EKGs, but they don't use them to declare people dead. And I believe it's this case that changed that. Because now, once again, the mirror test, he fails it on morning rounds with the nurses. And they send him back to the morgue again. And again in the morgue wagon, the morgue driver, he hears something. And he says, I don't know what's going on. He gets to the morgue, and Baden again gets him out of cold storage, and again sees that he's moving and he's warm, and again sends him back to the hospital. So the man has been declared dead twice now.
That is incredible. Did we lose the doctor?
Imagine the family.
There he is. Imagine the family. Imagine him. He's got to be thinking, God is great, and the medical community's nuts, no? He's got to be thinking something like that. I don't know.
I think that God is playing a twist there. That's an irony from God. Exactly right. Because the medical community, the lesson there is that the medical community is so addicted to protocol and certain nose to the ground approaches that they don't see the larger picture, and they think that their protocol is what matters the most. And that's that Spinoza idea again. And God is doing ironies on us all the time. By the way, my favorite story in the book is about October 7th. I don't know if you've got to that one yet, but October 7th, 2023, Alei Hageg Golan, a wonderful physician. She's a anesthesia resident at Soroka Medical Center, and she's home with her husband Ariel and her young daughter Yael, and Hamas comes and burns their house to the ground, and they hide in the safe room. And they protect the baby with a mattress, but eventually the house is burned, and they get out of the house through the window, burned to a crisp, naked, covered with burns. They go and hide over a tractor, and she breastfeeds the baby to keep the baby from completely dehydrating. And finally, they make it to the front of the kibbutz, and the IDF is there, and they bring him to Sheba Medical Center. And she's in a coma for 2 months. The baby survives. The husband survives. She's in a coma for 2 months. She has burns. She has inhalation burns. She has blood clots. She has infection. She has COVID. and she manages to recover with an angel looking over her in the ICU who saved a lot of COVID patients. As you know, Mark, Sheba is like the best hospital in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, wonderful place. And they managed to bring her back. And probably the biggest miracle of all is a burn cream called Nexobrid that was invented in China but has been used in Israel on the battlefield and in the hospitals to burn away dead tissue so that they could do it without a scalpel. And that allowed them to get her burns to heal. The first thing she does when she wakes up is says, I'm going back to work. And they let her complete her internship at Sheba, but then she says, this is great courage. I'm going back to the hospital where I started to finish. And I know that she's going to be a doctor in that ICU, just like the woman that looked over her.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Now, before we have to go, what motivated you to write this book?
There's a lot of things, but I think probably it's the fact that my father's 102 and my mother is 100, and they're held together by love. And there's been so many twists in the road. You know, they both had hip surgery. My father's on dialysis. He's been on a ventilator. I'm like, how can you put a 98-year-old man on a ventilator? I said to those anesthesiologists who were a lot like Alay, go on. And they kept doing it. Faced with a problem, they treasured the soul. They treasured the preciousness of my father's life and my mother's life because they're still with it. They're still with it. And I said to my father recently, what's the secret to living 102 years? And he said, when someone punches, you duck.
It's very good. And how long did it take you to write this book? You go into history, but you also did interviews and so forth?
It took me about 2 years. It's a work of love, like with you, like with your work. You know, I'm a workaholic. I worked on this day and night. The interviews actually made it easier because some great wisdom came out of the mouths of my subjects. But what I tried to do was show all types of points of view, doctors, patients, witnesses, so that I felt that everything that I had was completely accurate, and it is.
Mm-hmm. It's a fantastic book. You really did a great job. The Miracles Among Us, How God's Grace Plays a Role in the Healing. It's out now. Every retail location that sells books is selling this book. If you want it to arrive at your front step, there's always Amazon.com. They always have great discounts over there. And Dr. Siegel is really a great doctor, and he's a great storyteller, too. This book is a killer. The Miracles Among Us, How God's Grace Plays a Role in Healing. Great job, Doctor. Thanks for being on. This is terrific.
God bless you, Mark. Thank you for having me and for all the great work you do.
You too. You too. God bless you as well. I'm telling you, folks, this book is, it's inspiring. It's what it is. Many of you have a lot of questions about healing and death and science and God and what the doctor's pointing out. I'm oversimplifying it as you need both. You need both. You need to believe and you need the medical care. You need both. But it's even more than that. So I want you to check in the Miracles Among Us, How God's Grace Plays a Role of Healing. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
This holiday, begin your journey to joy at Jared Jewelers. From fine jewelry and elegant timepieces to our new exclusive Captivate necklace. Brilliant, timeless, unforgettable. Shop all your holiday jewelry gifts at your local Jared Jewelers.
Give the gift that everyone wants, Omaha Steaks. Right now, save 50% site-wide, plus get an extra $35 off with code HOLIDAYGIFT at checkout. Save on USDA-certified tender bacon-wrapped filet mignons, perfectly aged ribeyes, gourmet sides, and decadent desserts, delivered right to their door. Skip the stress. Order now at omahasteaks.com. That's omahasteaks.com and use code HOLIDAYGIFT at checkout to get an extra $35 off. Hurry, these deals won't last. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details.
Can you access quality health insurance? Yes, New York. Can you get help enrolling from a real person? Yes, New York. Can you find plans that are right for you and your family? Yes, New York. It's time to enroll for 2026 health insurance. Say yes to quality health coverage from New York State of Health. Enroll or renew today. Visit nystateofhealth.ny.gov or call 1-855-355-5777.
Warning, inflation is back on the rise. The national debt is spiraling out of control. The stock market has been at an all-time high, and wars continue to rage across the globe. Experts are predicting a massive economic crash for 2025, and you should be ready. Will you sit on the sidelines and wait? Or
Just
will
gonna
you
ban
take
all
action
your
today
accounts,
to help
Kevin.
protect your hard-earned retirement savings?
All your accounts
Right
are
now,
getting
you can get a
banned,
free gold
Kevin.
and silver kit from
Every
the
single
top-rated
one.
precious metals company, Goldco.
I'm just
where
gonna
you'll
ban
learn
you
why tens of
because you're
thousands of
useless,
hardworking
Kevin.
Americans and
Go
even
to
the world's
JC's where
central
you
banks
belong.
are turning to precious metals to help protect and diversify their money. Get your free gold and silver kit from Goldco by calling 855-GOLD-IRA. You could even receive up to a 10% instant match on bonus silver for qualified accounts. Don't let your financial future slip through your fingers. Learn why so many Americans are diversifying with gold and silver today.
It's to that point, Kevin's channel. I'm just going to ban all you fuckers. And I'm not going to unban you. I've been removing comments and timing people out for the longest time. But it's gotten to that point because it's getting close to Christmas. Ho, 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 you motherfuckers.
World's largest prediction market, legal in all 50 states. Use code
Try me.
$20 free when you trade.
How about you, Patrick? Faffle. Fuck around, find out, huh? You guys got acronyms for every fucking thing. NASA is not a word, you stupid fucker. It's an acronym. Logical fallacy. Patrick Francis Callahan is the dumbest fucker out here. Next to Jarl Wiggin.
NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
You know, folks, Americans rely on credit cards for secure payments and seamless transactions. But consumers stand to lose it all with the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandate bill. Big government mandates favor corporate megastores and allow them to choose how your credit card is processed. They might end up using untested payment networks that could jeopardize your data security and rewards. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Visit guardyourcard.com to learn more. That's guardyourcard.com, paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Making sense of your world.
There are a lot of things that really tick me off.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the roads. Because traffic doesn't always follow the pattern. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. I'm just going to be honest. Saudi Arabia now is to become a major non-NATO ally. Do you see this, Mr. Producer? And Qatar is a protectorate for which we will go to war if necessary. The problem is that Saudi Arabia's main enemy, apart from Iran, is who, Mr. Producer? Qatar. Qatar's main enemy is Saudi Arabia, which they would love to overthrow through terror groups. The two countries have long despised each other. So we're promising to defend both, right? It's just so weird. It all seems so bizarre to me. It really does. I will post that because I just think it's actually kind of ridiculous. Just one man's opinion. Those F-35s that Saudi Arabia wants to buy, if they're going to use them, they probably use them against Qatar one day. As long as Iran stays on its back, I guess. Very weird. In a world that's gone fully digital, hold something real in your hands is almost revolutionary. That's what Frontier Magazine is, a piece of history you can touch, a tangible record of truth in a time when truth is too easily erased.
Tiffany over on Jay-Z's panel saying that she's a social networker and she talks to people every day. Coming from a woman who claims that the humans are overpopulating the earth. We need to do something about it. I still haven't seen a case where a person overdosed drinking water, because that's what she claimed. You can die from drinking too much water. Yeah, cops, they got all the money to do things like that. I've been sitting here listening to Levin and JC at the same time. But I knocked her off because I turned my thing down, and if she hears her voice over here, she'll think I'm restreaming her, and she'll try to turn me in. That's pretty cool, Tom. Hope they catch them. I guess the news is over.
Right. Well, I know he's doing these things, and I know the neo-fascists and isolationists are very excited about this. That is, the Jew haters and the Israel haters. But if you're Israel, and
you're just a fucking idiot.
Promises, commitments to Qatar, to Saudi Arabia, and we've been flirting with a two-state solution. So I have to say to myself, what's going on here? Truly. It's not peace through strength. I don't know what it is. I know they're investing in our country a tremendous amount of money. But that can't be our foreign policy, can it? No, it shouldn't be. But you're going to sell our best jets to the...
It's not a good idea to come in here with a handle that I don't know, even though it may look like that you're supporting me in what I do. I looked at the date on that. Now you made that so fast. You changed the name. You didn't even look at it. Acid trip is terrorist. Yeah, too many letters in there, and it's separated. You don't see me talking about acid trip, do you? That's probably him right there, because that's what you dumb fuckers do over there. You think you're funny, and you're not. You're not. Daisy's a fucking slug, and I'm here to say it every time I go live. She's a dumb fucking bitch, and I hate her. She's given me good reason to hate her. She's hated on my country. She's friends with people who hate on my country. They think death is funny. Logical fallacy is really making it bad for you, JC. Anybody associated with logical fallacy, fuck you morons. What are you going to do about Billy Hayden? The fuck are you going to do? Tell you what, JC, why don't you fucking bring your ugly ass fucking bitch ass up here? Go backstage with me so I can see what you look like, and I'll tell you if I think you're pretty or not. Because you're an ignorant fucker. Now make me change my mind. You're an ugly woman, JC. Yeah, I don't mean by looks either. Really give a fuck what you look like.
You know what a girl's best friend is? Not diamonds, not lawyers. He hurt you. Get mad. Get revenge. That's bitter. Just like all the women who own this joint.
Sunshines and the trees are dead and gray. Aftermath of a war we never made. My grandfather, a railroad man, now afraid of right and wrong, how to take a stand. Into the fight against the wind, up and down and back again. Under the bridge, over the coast, this is an option of progress. Step by step, one by one, you carry on. Lights go up, so don't be late for the good call. So never been the time to see the moment time too late. Now breaking down the bricks in the wall. Dr. Town sound of Mandalay, where she still lives to this day. She's a hound and her trail's gone cold, those demons follow me wherever I go. Into the pipe, against the wind, up and down and back again. Under the bridge, over the coast, this is a march and a broken soul. Step by step, one by one, you be counting on. Lights go up, so don't be late for the curtain call. So I've never been in time to see tomorrow that's not too late. I'm breaking down the bricks in the wall.
In a world where paywalls and advertising seem to be the norm, Wikipedia is still free, neutral, open, human. It's the internet we were promised. The future of knowledge is yours to protect.
What if better sleep was just one scoop away? Say hello to your new nighttime ritual, Meg Active Magnesium Night by Metagenics. This high-potency magnesium powder offers 3-in-1 sleep support and is scientifically crafted to help you relax, fall asleep faster, and reduce sleep disturbances. It contains magnesium.
Oh, you fucking stupid commercials.
Josh Smith on the guitar, ladies and gentlemen. someone to hold a spiral down. Help in these are trying times. Shouldn't be caught in someone else's dime. Say what you really mean. Don't mince words, intentions in between. And listen, better listen before you talk. You can't go back through there after the door is locked. Reach out to deeper. You can't say the one who can save themselves. The whole damn world comes crashing down around us. God only found someone else. So don't be furious. We'll be running to the side. Yeah, be curious. If you keep your minds on wanted a way to break through when you're desperate and alone, there's nothing you can do. I'm haunted by memories you can't see, a place that's easy to get to, but hard as hell to leave. Reach out to deeper. You can't see the one who can see themselves. The whole damn world comes crashing down around us. Now that we found someone else, so don't be furious. Remember there's two sides. Yeah, be curious. If you keep my mind tight. Reach out to deeper. You can't see the ones who can see themselves. Whole damn world comes crashing down around us. I know we found someone else. Don't be furious. We'll be running to the side. I'll be curious. If you keep in mind I'm going down. I need someone to slow the spiral down.
When you want to compare brewing methods to make a good cup of coffee at home, you can just ask Google to compare them all for you. French press? Oui, oui, monsieur. Ooh, a little strong.
Minutes to look like
Google advertising themselves.
with
Fucking
Bronze
idiots.
Series 9 Pro Plus.
Ah.
Why do you have to be so mean? Hurt me so bad. Why do you have to be so mean? Slam the door so bad. Why do you have to be so cruel? You have to be someone in your past. Fitting me, I didn't love you. I wouldn't ask. Was I not nice? Like diamonds in the ice. Was I not good? Love you like I should. Didn't I hold you? To keep you out of the cold. I kept all your secrets. Will you repair your soul? Why do you have to be so mean? Hurt me so bad. Why do you have to be so mean? Slam the door so bad. Why do you have to be so cruel? Gotta be someone in your past. Fitting me, I didn't love you. I wouldn't Didn't you like how he wouldn't call you back? Didn't you like how there's another card in the sky? Did you like being his woman on the side? If that's the case, baby, excuse my foolish pride. You hurt me so bad. Why you have to be so mean? Slam the door so mad. Why you have to be so cruel? It had to be someone you read. If it ain't me, I can love you. I wouldn't ask. If it ain't me, I can love you. I wouldn't ask.
Spice body wash, free of parabens, full of main character scent.
These maidens in the shadows bring darkness to the light. I know I'm falling, I know I'm just not right. I dug myself a hole with the shovel that I brought. Did you think I was blind or wouldn't get caught? With the horses in the stable, and the dinner's on the table, wrongs don't make rights, as it says in the book. And I reached out to you, as I reached out to God. You're drunk on the mountain, you're blinded by the dark trails of reaching stone, dark trails away, between alone. I want to be around. Yes, I'm playing around with a tumbling light. I'm gonna spin around in the train twice. I know you're when I hang when I cry. I'm asking now you're the love guy. Are you the love guy? Are you the love guy? So I took one for the team and called it self-esteem. Took the irons out of the sky, put the irons on me. All the sea lights and silhouettes, did you need your new boss? I hope he has your back, ready to give money love. Dark trails of reaching stone, dark trails away, between alone. I want to be around. Yes, I played around with something that I ain't gonna spin around in the tree. Mr. Time Fox from our Carter on the drum.
That shrinkage has got you shook, but you've been outside lately. So what has changed?
Shea Moisture Curl Stretch.
Of course it's got that right. Shea Moisture Curl Stretch Multitasking Volume Cream has these.
Baby, say goodbye today. We tried our best. It was a little too late. Baby, knowing that the fires are gone. But where were we? When it all went wrong. I used to heal myself. Mind bring me back to nothing. The comeback is a long, hard road. My habit is just another heartbreak. Love, give it what it takes. All we know is I know. It's hard to let it go. It's hard to let it go. Waiting for the pain to die. Does it ever get easy? Does it ever run it high? Save me. Don't wanna take yourself first. You lost me when you showed me I'm better for you. I used to heal myself. The mind brings me back from nothing. The comeback is a long, hard road. My habits is just another heartbreak. Love gives me what it takes. All we know is no. It's hard to let it go. 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 No. Hard to let it go. It's hard to let it go. Hard to let it go. I used to heal myself. My mind brings me back with nothing. The comeback is a long, hard road. My habits are just another heartbreak. Love gives it what it takes. So all I know is no. It's hard to let it go. 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 No. Hard to let it go. It's hard to let it go. Hard to let it go.
You're the best divorce lawyers in town. It's showtime, ladies. Stand up straight.
And I've set up and poured out this stage with my own two hands. We've traveled this land, packed tight in minivans. And all this for the fans, girls, money, and fame. I played their game, and had to scream my name. I will show no shame. I live and die for this. And if I come off soft, bitch, you on this.
Are you scared?
Devil without a cause, and I'm back with the beaver hats and Ben Davis slacks. 30-pack for stroll, 30-pack of no Rogaine in the propane flows. The chosen one, half the living proof with the gift of gab from the city of truth. I jabbed and stabbed and knocked critics back, and I did not stutter when I said that. I'm going platinum, selling rhymes. I went platinum 7 times. And still they're ill and wanna see us ride. I guess because only God knows why. They call me cowboy, I'm a singer with black. So throw a finger in the air, let me see where you're at. Say, hey, hey. Let me hear where you're at. Say, hey, hey. I'm giving it back, so say, hey, hey. Show me some metal and say, hey, 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 hey. I like the ACDC and ZZ Top. We'll see this species and the Kings on rock. Skinner, Seeger, Lip, Corn, the Stone. David Allen Coe with No Show Jones. Yeah! Pass that bottle around. Got the rock from Detroit, soul from Motown, the underground. Yeah, with tracks that Mac and slap back the whack. Never no way, I don't play with. But watch me rock with Liberace flash. Punk rock the class. Boy bands are trash. I like Johnny Cash, Grandmaster Flash. Flash, 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 flash. They call me cowboy, I'm a singer with black. So throw a finger in the air, let me see where you're at. Say, hey, hey. Let me hear where you're at. Say, hey, hey. I'm giving it back, so say, hey, hey. Show me some metal and say, hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, I saw your band jumping around on stage like a bunch of wounded ducks. When you don't learn, sucker, you just get
American badass, watch me kick. You can roll with rock or you can see you. I'm a portal flick, I'm like Amazing Grace. I'm gonna some sucker, I rock this
All right, I'm calling it a night. Good night, everybody.